Welcome to episode 7. My name is Tommy, and this is my world. You are invading in my world. Get the fuck out. We just got demonetized. Welcome to episode 7.
It takes a lot more than that.
I'm just making sure that this is on time. Hey, it's on time. It's in transit. Congratulations, Jane.
We'd have to throw out like a ton of racial slurs and sing a very, very well-known copyright song for more than 10 seconds.
Happy birthday. Okay. So we are finding ourselves only with 2 members of the party, but you know, shit happens and then you get fevers. You find yourselves waking up in Narn, actually located in or around the Jarl's house. But here's the question that I have for Angoramir. Did you sleep in the Jarl's house?
Yeah.
You actually slept inside this time?
Yeah, this time. Yeah. Yeah,
Why?
it was nice and warm and comfortable. Oh, it's like rainy and cold outside.
Did you get tired of masturbating against trees?
I mean, it has its perks, but I wasn't really feeling it this time. I kind of liked, the whole I'd used in pee and I maybe taken a little bit of damage. The nice, comforting estate of the Jarl was rather inviting. And I also, the real reason here it comes, wanted to stay as close to the item that we procured as possible. So I would not want to just abandon it. So, here I am inside of a humanoid shelter, sleeping in the comforts of humanoids, as I'm only half humanoid.
Aren't you human? Vaguely human in shape?
Well, like, human-ish.
Half human in shape.
So, with that in mind, what I'm going to say for convenience, because it actually sort of works out, I'm going to say that Dionysia and Pyra actually did not make it back to the Jarl's house in the morning. So that's when they're going to conveniently... Yes, they had the sex. They are conveniently not part of this session.
Very nice.
Physically, but also story-wise, because they were off doing some sort of criminal-ish activity, but not really criminal-ish. You both wake up and wonder, where are they? But don't really care. And you see your friend waking up with sort of a look on her face. You give me a constitution check real quick, please.
Hey, why you got a look on her face?
Well, that's a 16 plus 1, 17.
Excellent. There's no mark on your neck from the night previous, so he has no indication of what happened to you.
Well, I tell him.
Why are you oddly grasping at your neck?
I got threatened last night by a strange, dubious character who also seemed afraid of me. And they told me to leave. But I'm still here because fuck that, basically.
Okay, so first off, how are you supposed to leave with a blockade? Is this person aware of the blockade? I guess you can stay.
We came up by the seashore, so
I guess you can stay inland.
I go that back the way. But no.
Which is weird. I mean, I don't want to go back to Redstone.
No.
Also, do you have a description of this fool? Like, do you know this guy?
It was dark.
Is it a guy?
I don't know. I don't think I knew what sex it was, and it was dark, right?
It was a she. Yeah.
I
accidentally gave that away.
It was a she.
To be completely fair, I gave that away accidentally, but since I said it, it's a she.
Mm.
And they were small, and they were terrified.
Small?
But they had a knife.
Oh, they were terrified?
It was. She was.
It was.
They were.
I wasn't trying to make the pronouns. I'm just...
So they were terrified. Singularly, they were terrified. Yet they were threatening you.
This androgynous yet really genderified, dark yet light person really threatened softly.
Greatly.
They have a piece to my neck of some kind, and it was dark,
This hardly makes sense. I don't know how a frightened person could threaten someone, but I mean...
I was
2019,
tired.
whatever.
I didn't feel like fighting anymore.
She didn't have her fists equipped.
I didn't have my fists equipped. Alright.
You gotta equip your fist, man.
I know. If someone's gonna come kill me if I don't leave town.
By the way,
I need my sword.
I need to just throw this out there.
So my sword.
Because I think that there's an oversight. I know that I don't want to necessarily talk about the abilities that we have, because it's sort of like meta.
Yes.
But I think that there was an oversight. The monk class, for most of their abilities that aren't staff related, it requires hand-to-hand.
Correct. I know.
and I don't know if she has hand-to-hand or not.
I've been keeping it in mind.
I did use my punch ability before I had a sword at all.
Yes, exactly.
And I haven't used it since I've had my sword equipped.
Because I allowed it because she was right on the fence about whether or not she wanted to be a swordsman or a monk this game, and since she hadn't chosen at that point, I allowed her the monk bonuses.
And my character's a mercenary. I thought her having a punch would fit.
So since you're not maining monk, if you ever end up going hand-to-hand, you'll still get strength and cunning bonus, like as your punch hits, but you won't receive dex.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I'm balancing it.
I had to like clarify it just because I didn't want like some mechanic to get broken.
No, I totally get it.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're good. I've been keeping careful track.
It literally occurred to me while I was driving here, and I was all like, "Wait a minute."
You were thinking of me playing the game wrong while you were driving.
He thinks of many things weirdly when he's driving.
To be honest,
don't we all?
I think of a lot of really weird like combos. Like my character is such a mixed bag right now. Like, am I tank? Am I a horse? Am I a summoner? Who knows? Like, honestly, like,
you guys are upstairs in the Jarl's house.
Sorry.
And you guys are able to look over the balcony and see that they're actually gathering the material, the soul, into some sort of chest and locking it.
Who's they? The Olympians?
The Jarl, Sir Beric, and a couple other guardsmen.
Oh, Beric.
Along with his Argonian handmaiden.
Okay, so they're keeping it contained in a chest. That's good. Chest is closed. Locked, you said?
Mm-hmm. They're locking it right now.
Great. As soon as I notice, I'm just like, oh my god, we need to stop being meta. We need to go downstairs right now. Let's do this. I want to be present for this exchange, basically, because this shit's important. Like I have so many emotions going on. Like
I know, man.
Just to fill you in, to reiterate, like the soul ingot has like the potential, like change the world and shit, and like my love that I dreamt about all night is in some far off land that I'll probably never see again.
What?
And
you love?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's probably I'm just like
remember.
I totally know that.
Yeah, I'm just like thinking out loud, and you probably are imagining like my love is literally someone that you've never even met. Like I'm not specifying.
Well, I think it's Daenerys.
Well, I'm not specifying that. I'm just referring to it.
It does occur to you that she's still in Narn with the blockade.
Yeah, well,
it's okay.
It actually, I don't believe that.
Okay.
Because the way that that she was being escorted, I feel like that group knew a way around. It was a very mischievous, or not mischievous, but mysterious departure. This is just stuff that's going on. Like
the blockade didn't.
I honestly don't believe that she's in Narn.
If she took a dragon, that could go over.
Yeah, totally. The blockade
just didn't notice the dragon.
Yeah, the blockade was just all like, oh, we didn't think of that.
We should have armed the dragon killing.
Does any seriously, guys? Like, no one brought a ballista.
Mother F.
That's what it's called.
Like, seriously? We get paid for this guy. Like, you're an embarrassment. I'm sorry. This is like.
Do you guys make your way downstairs?
Yes. I've been beckoning down at the chest.
I'm probably on his heels.
You make your way. Oh, maybe not right on his heels because horses can kick pretty hard.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, you want to like ride on me?
It happened to my great grandma. She had brain damage.
I think we've gone over this. I don't think anyone in the party is able to ride on me, but
correct.
But Daenerys was because she was small enough.
Super light.
My character would not want to.
Yeah, plus she's
like
almost.
To do with you.
She's
That's
almost taller
to do
than
with
you.
Oh.
She's actually not that great with horses.
Fine.
She secretly punches you, and you're just like, "What keeps hurting me?" I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't have hand to hand.
It won't kill you. You guys make your way down to the main hall where they're locking up this chest. Sir Beric nods to both of you in good morning, but does not say it aloud, the jerk. And then the Jarl turns to you and says, "Good morning, my young guests."
How old is this guy?
I'm 316.
Do they know that?
Very well. Are you an elf? I can't quite tell.
Sure.
Beric has not revealed your identity as a Gorgon.
Okay.
And the Jarl is very confused
You
now.
know, good. I just want to readdress this. Good guy Beric. again
Right.
with the save, right? Like, am I right?
My character doesn't have a filter.
Give me a D20 cunning check, Jenny.
How did you grow to be this old and say these types of things? 1. Oh, fuck.
You don't notice anything.
Also,
The Jarl is looking at you very perplexed as to how you're over 300.
I'm just going to throw it out there, and I would be like, Jarl.
Rourke.
Thank you. I forgot your name.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies.
The Padme is the
How
handmaid.
old are you?
Young sir. That is actually insulting.
I'm sorry. I come from a very faraway land where that's not an insulting question. I'm very sorry. I was just curious because you referred to me as young, so I thought that age wasn't necessarily a taboo subject to bring up in conversation.
Well, I will approximate it between I am 20 and 60.
Excellent.
Fair enough.
Young man. All right. What's going on?
We are gathering the chest, and the materials, and the guards, and the armor, and the luck, and the charms, and the bustiers to gather our resources so that we can go down and finally deliver the treasure that the Olympians have really been looking for. And,
Bustiers? Is it
Oh.
part of the treasure that they were looking for?
correct.
No.
I am going to use my mystic ability.
Stay on target.
No, I ain't staying on target. I'm just wondering why there's so many other things aside from this that they're looking for. I'm going to use my mystic ability for a little foresight, hopefully.
Ooh. I'm picturing that Pokemon ability.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And since I'm, a fresh day, I'm fully recharged.
Mm-hmm, you are.
With all of my attunements to the stars and whatnot.
I cursed you. You have not been outside today, so you have no idea where the stars are. What the fuck? Anyway, go on.
Yeah, well, you know what? I already know where they are.
Go on. The hemispheres have shifted.
We're in the North also.
Oh my god.
I want to do my mystic ability to see if anything...
You're getting needy right now. What's going on?
If anything bad... I'm going to keep it vague. If anything bad is going to happen to the perfect soul stone.
Anything's going to happen to it.
Yeah, like anything bad. I'm going to keep it vague. So bad meaning it either breaks or falls into the wrong hands, basically.
Okay.
Bad.
I rolled a 2. So I'm going to look at the chest and get a headache. And I'm going to... Let's go.
You do not get a headache, but you feel a sense of disappointment as you look deeply at the chest and you're just like, that's like a cheap oak. Oh shit, that's right, I was trying to focus. God damn it.
I used my ability. Darn it.
To divine the type of wood.
Oh,
They are gathering materials, but then some of the guards are complaining about needing to go because they're waking up early and they're tired, but they want to eat breakfast first. And the Jarl's like, really, guys? I pay you good money. Why are you always so like this? And Barrick's like, really, guys? I mean, come on. You're pieces of shit over here.
It's not that he really
So it does occur to you guys to leave early to, like, scout ahead to see what the situation is that they're walking in on, or you can wait and walk with them. It's up to you.
I honestly kind of want to walk with them.
I do too, because someone might be trying to kill me.
That too, and I really just don't want to separate.
I don't really care. I think I could beat their ass, but why not?
The main thing is I don't want to separate from the Soul Stone and from the Jarl for that matter, because I think also with like the way that the Jarl was talking when we first got the quest to go into that cave, some things kind of seemed on the hush hush, and I think that he actually might be in danger.
Always.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really want to leave him.
All right.
I mean, I trust Barrick to defend him. Honestly, he seems awesome.
You guys wait for a good 30 to 40 minutes before finally there is a party of 6 guards, not including Barrick, who also is along with them. They have a small cart being pulled by a horse, and you're kind of bothered by that a little bit, that this poor animal is being used for manual labor for these guards. But anyway.
I've gotten used to this in my travels. I've accepted that humans are awful
just like
creatures,
horse racing. They love it. They think
I've trained myself to just look the other way and be like...
Just kidding. I'm actually...
As long as the horse lives a happy domestic life. Fine.
It's actually a pony.
He's so cute.
I do. I kind of want to.
I want to go pet it.
You may, but your character hates horses.
Isn't good with them.
Oh, okay. You approach the pony and it goes...
It's actually a skeleton.
Barrack's like, Jesus Christ. No. I suddenly have magic. Alright, you guys are privy to all the progression of what their plans are. So these 6 guards, along with Barrack and the Jarl, are all there. They are choosing, based on Barrack's recommendation, they're covering the chest, even though it's already locked. They're covering it with, like, a barrel, or, like, they're trying to make it look like just stuff that they're transferring from point A to point B. So they're covering it with a blanket, they're covering it with some vegetables, cabbages, they're covering it with some other things to make it look nondescript, so it just looks like it's nothing. Okay?
Incognito Soulstone.
Yes. Soulstone.
Well, that's what you called it,
For
right?
some reason it's orange. It's spelled S-O-L. So soul, like the Spanish word for
Soulstone.
sun.
Got it. Okay.
Yes. So, but not soulstone like Thanos.
For some reason, I thought that there was a difference between the soul ingot that the scholar had and the soulstones from the crown when you defined it as a soulstone. Because in my head, I think Diablo, and the soulstone from Diablo is soul, as in like...
S-O-U-L?
Yeah.
Yeah. They are based on what has been said around you and the essence of the glow, the shape, and the overall impression and magical presence of the blue and the red that you've been exposed to. You believe they are of the same type of nature.
That's kind of awesome.
Infinity stones.
The Jarl looks to you and says, will you join us?
Absolutely.
Where are your friends? Nah, fuck them. And
Well,
they walk
I'm
down.
gonna
Probably
answer.
fucking.
I mean,
Oh, where are your friends?
probably fucking.
Oh my god, Jinx.
You guys make it down the hill from the Jarl's house. It's nice. It's a quite nice hill with a paved dirt road. You make it down to the Narn proper. To the Narn proper. You make it down to the Narn proper.
Did you just say the paved dirt road?
Yes, it's a thing. Maybe.
Gravel.
Thank you.
Sure.
It's dirt and it's pavement.
Sure.
Hold on. Oh god.
That can be a little louder than usual. Fuck your neighbors.
Fuck your neighbors, the smoky pieces of shit.
As you guys make your way through Narn, you are hearing more and more seagulls. More and more people are up this morning, but you're also hearing that there is some activity going on further down the road towards the pier. A lot of people are talking. It doesn't quite occur to you until you're almost in the thick of it that there's a large posse of people, all looking like sailors or shopkeepers.
Like a couple dozen?
A couple dozen at least.
Okay.
And they're all facing towards the ships. And you can now understand that their tone is argumentative. They're not arguing amongst each other. They're shouting at something. And the Jarl groans and says, I fear we may be too late.
Too late. For what? What are you referring to, sir?
I worried that the people would take it into their own hands and try to tell the Olympians to, forgive my language, buzz off. And I worry that now we may be risking war with Olympia if this is to proceed. But we should arrive soon, and let's see if this cart...
You're the Jarl, man. Calm your people down. Like, do they not listen
problem.
to you?
That is the problem, though. As you know, I am not the proper Jarl.
Well...
Also, these men are sailors. They do not belong to Narn. They belong to the sea. So, we must do what we can do for the sake of my half, sort of, village, town, city.
Here.
Please bear with me. It's early in the morning.
I'm listening.
I will not
Jenny,
bear
where'd
with
you go?
I will not bear with you. I will horse with you.
Thank you. I'm not sure if that means more to you from the land that you come from that's far away, but I truly...
It's just centaur humor. Just go with it.
Oh, Barrack says, he does that.
Yeah.
I will snake with you.
You guys are making your way
What
past...
do you mean?
You guys are making your way past the rusty anchor. You're making your way past Helma's apothecary.
Good memories.
And suddenly you're in the thick of it, and the Jarl says, Excuse me, we have to get, sir, we have to... And Beric says, Tahoe! And they all stop and look, and they're like, oh, okay, now we have authority here. And they actually kind of part like the Red Sea and allow the cart through.
Let my cart go through. Wrong Bible character.
Beric leads...
Bible. Biblical.
Sorry.
Beric leads the charge. Not charge, but he charges the ships. Beric makes his way through first. And you can see, as soon as this sea of 24 sailors parts, that the primary person that was being yelled at was Hammer, the large woman from the very, very beginning of this campaign.
Oh, yeah.
And she's standing there.
The hammer's my penis.
Fists at her side, looking pretty blank-faced. Not like she's in a trance, but like she's...
nonplussed.
All of it, the yelling has become white noise.
Oh, God.
And so she's like, there's no point in yelling back. They view me as the enemy here. Just let them exhaust themselves out. She kind of has that like kind of expression on her face. Behind her is a kind of an ugly looking dark elf in like a rough hood with some leather armor on him. And there's a lot of Olympian guards behind them, like at least a dozen behind them, all in 2 fine rows. And on the other side of them is their main ship. That's all setting, okay?
Okay.
Hammer sees Beric, and her eyebrows raise and say, "Hi, someone docile and kind. Have you come to yell too?" And Beric says, "No, I came to bring you something, bitch."
I love Beric. I will say it every time.
And he gestures to the cart, and he kind of shifts it so it's like profile to them, so it's longer. And
okay.
He digs through the stuff and uncovers the chest and grabs the chest and shows it to them. Do you guys do anything?
Honestly, I'm just gonna let this go. I'm just here for in case anything sour happens. Like the exchange just goes downhill. Like, or if I'm gonna have to like try and like talk some people down from doing something stupid. Like, I'm just here to witness it and make sure that nothing happens to the Jarl or Beric.
Hit someone with the hilt of my sword.
Yeah, you know.
Jane, give me a cunning check.
3 + 2?
You do not hear anything. You've suddenly gone deaf. No. But you don't hear anything suspicious.
Great.
Now that I'm outside, I'm going to use my mystic ability. And I'm going to use immediate foresight and see if a scuffle happens near and around the soul stone. And by scuffle, I mean like physical violence. Physical altercations.
My favorite kind.
With 15.
You see that there is some sort of conflict about to happen, but there's a hollowness in it.
Alright, I'm a little on edge. I'm going to
join the club, but that was me
softly speak into Agate's ear, like my foresight tells me that
eye roll.
Yeah, my foresight tells me that I believe some shit is actually about to go down, not in the disastrous variety, but in the possible lonely, painstaking, wish you could have done something about a variety. That's how I describe hollow in my mind.
Cool.
Give me a cunning check.
Alright. I give you a curt nod.
1. I'm just like yelling this.
You thought you were whispering, but in fact, about 5 people around you heard you.
I think like some shit's about to happen.
Dude,
and like,
shut the fuck up.
And like Hammer's like, what do you mean?
Hammer doesn't hear you.
Okay.
Barrack doesn't hear you. The Jarl doesn't hear you because I'm seeing you as behind the cart, kind of like gesturing downward.
Yeah.
But the 5 sailors or so around you hear you, and they're like, well, he is a centaur person. Like, maybe he actually is, like, maybe he has a good feeling. He also, like, maybe he knows some shit. Should we, like, get our weapons? Like, should we go, guys?
If they're actually saying that stuff,
there's starts a commotion of concern around you.
I'm just gonna turn around and be like, not that kind of no weapons. Like, I'm gonna imply that they misheard me or misinterpreted what I meant by shit's about to go down.
One of the guards that's around the cart and that joins the Jarl looks back to all of you and says, "Silence!"
I'm literally gonna look at the sailors and be like.
So,
Okay.
you witness
I
as the
nod
Jarl
quickly.
approaches the chest and uses a small key to open the large lock, pulls the chain off, lightly tosses it onto the cart, takes the chest from Barrack, carries it to Hammer, and says, "You were very ambiguous about what it was that you were searching for when it came to Narn, and there's been a great amount of disquiet amongst the people, my own and the sailors. I'm hoping that this is what you are looking for, and if not, that you will return it. I need this to not end in conflict. I need you to know that I am still loyal to the king through and through. I am trying to find an amiable peace offering here so that progression with the ships and with markets can still be fulfilled." And Hammer, both of you give me a cunning check.
He has my vote.
Sounds good to me.
6.
16 plus 2, baby.
You witness that Hammer's expression. She closes her eyes and her eyebrows sort of pinch together. You perceive it as like, oh, the sun's bright in her eyes. Or like, she's having a headache from all the people yelling at her.
Yeah.
But Agate perceives it as she's in conflict.
Anvil.
Struggling with how to accept it.
He focuses, or the Jarl gestures forward with the chest and offers it freely. Hammer looks down at it, and she hesitates to touch it. Barrack, misunderstanding, steps forward and opens it for her. And you see from your guys' vantage point, there's a very dim blue glow that appears on Hammer's face, enough that you guys know to expect it, so you see it. Mm. Anybody from around you would be all like, I don't see anything.
Right.
So her eyes, another cunning check.
Don't look at it, Marion. No.
Alright, come on. 15.
Oh.
Can't roll higher than a 15 tonight, I guess.
5 plus 2.
Okay, so Angoramir this time sees her. You see her glimpse almost like greed, Jenny. Almost like I want that, it's pretty. You see it as shit.
That does not go with what I saw earlier.
So, the dark elf behind her says, "We have it. Let's go."
No, that's audible. Like,
Yes.
we all heard that? Okay.
Hammer says, "We are still waiting for Undyne to come back. We can't leave without her and our friend." And the elf says, "We can leave without them, and you know it." And Hammer says, "I will not leave without them." The Jarl says, "I'm sorry, are you missing 2 of your people?" And Hammer says, "Not necessarily missing. One went off on a little adventure on his own, and Undyne went to retrieve them, and she hasn't..." Oh. And she sees Undyne. You guys all turn around. It's just like, huh? And Undyne is on the hill, coming back down in the very stoic bing, ding, 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 hammer or the heavy clats of her metal boots.
That's the person that we came across when we were trying to stealth along the trail, right?
Black armored chick.
Yeah.
And as Undyne gets closer, Hammer sort of sidesteps away from the chest and says, is he not with you? And Undyne just shakes her head. What do you guys do?
Wait.
You guys gonna leave already?
It's
so abrasive. I love it.
That's my character. I said it.
If you say that, the sailors all have a commotion. They're just like, yeah, that's the thing you're looking for. It's like, she's here. Like, just go. Come on. He even said you don't have to wait for everyone. Just get out of here. We need to.
My clothes are going out of style.
Hammer then starts to seemingly like anime sweat, like as Undyne approaches and it goes through this parting of the people. She steps next to Hammer and seems to whisper something, and Hammer hears her. They look at each other. They look down at the chest again, which is still being held out to them, and Undyne grabs it with one giant hand, puts it under her armpit, and just says, and starts making her way towards their ship. Another cunning check from both of you.
So much cunnings. 6, 15, 6, 15.
Ooh, 20 plus
nice.
2.
You notice...
Solid.
I want you to imagine, I'm going to do it for you.
Oh!
So, Hammer, she's talking to Undyne. You guys are over there. She's talking to Undyne. And as Undyne's just like, she takes the chest and she leaves, Hammer turns to like watch her go. And as her back is to you, you don't notice it, but Agate does. That instead of watching where Undyne is going, her eyes actually shift upward.
Oh.
Past the ship.
Guess mine look up there too. But I whip out sunglasses.
Give me another d20 check.
Another what check?
Cunning check.
19 plus 2.
You see a thing in the sky that is dark and obviously not a bird.
Oh, fuck,
and you can't quite tell how large it is because you have never recognized this shape in the sky before.
Okay, I tip him off immediately.
I go, Jesus Christ.
You notice it. You notice it right away.
Okay.
Wish I had a shield. Fuck.
What do you do?
I try and examine it as best as I can.
Use your foresight, bitch. Okay. I didn't say that.
I only have 2 left. I don't want to waste them all there. 5.
You notice that it is stationary, as far as like it doesn't have anything flapping. Like there's no bird wings. Just like how she was able to notice, there's no bird wings. It doesn't go up and down as it's in the sky. It just sort of streamline. Goes straight at the same elevation as it continues onward, and both of you are able to notice as you're watching it is making its way towards you guys, like towards Narn.
Okay.
There is a disturbance behind you guys, as there is suddenly a large man making his way towards this collective of minds, and you can't quite tell if he is a very large human or if he's a stunted half-giant. He has very, not quite like wide and large, but he's very tall and muscular. He hardly has a shirt on. He has very hairy arms and a very hairy chest, a long beard, brown, and decently long hair.
That's hot.
He is not an attractive person. I will say this right now. He has features that are actually kind of slightly disfigured. Not that he's like uncomfortable to look at, but you wouldn't pick him for a dance partner. I'll say that.
Sure. That's fair.
There's also, upon a closer inspection, as he gets even closer, there are darker colorings on his forearms through his thick arm hair that are like maybe tattoos, but like something under his hair on his skin that's like maybe burn wounds or like something like scarring,
Scales.
but something that's there. You can't quite make it out. He clears his throat and Hammer whips around. One more cunning check.
Ooh.
Oh boy. There's a lot going on.
7.
No, 15 plus 2.
You notice that whip around was too fast. Meaning she was waiting for something. The man that cleared his throat, very tall, I'm going to say easily 7 feet tall, says, I think you've overstayed your welcome. I think it's time for you to go.
Couldn't agree more.
And Hammer puffs out her chest, which is already quite large, and says, We will leave as soon as we are finished. Okay, I'm going to do another cunning check. I know I keep abusing this, but this is important.
No, that's all right.
12.
My character's good. Like, watching this, watching Sky. Watching
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
watching Sky. Oh, 4 plus 2.
Okay. Neither of you notice it.
Bummer.
If there is a break in this exchange between the tall man and the hammer, they just keep going? Okay, never mind.
But what were you hoping to do?
If there is a break, I would actually like to step out of line from behind the cart and ask Hammer directly, like, what do you intend to do with the soul stuff?
Okay, so for that,
I'm actually going to call it by name, too, like the soul stone.
For that, if you try, you're going to feel interrupted because they're going to keep barking at each other.
Right.
You notice that the Jarl's face is sort of, like, shadowed, like, oh god, him. Why is he here? Whoever this guy is. And he says, no, believe me, you're going to want to go now before you're not going to be able to leave. And Hammer says, those are some big words from a very small town. Can you prove your threat before you risk war? And he puts up 3 fingers and says, you have to the count of 3.
Oh, fuck.
And Hammer says,
sword.
you are seriously threatening the glory of the Olympian Guard. He says, 1. Hammer says, you are risking war right now. He says, 2. Do either of you do anything?
Honestly, I'm going to
Brace
turn around
myself
to the guy counting
fighting.
down, and I'm going to very urgently say, how am I going to word it? I want to say, I'm going to word it like, there's something going on that I don't think you realize. Like, pretty abruptly when he only has, like, 1 finger up.
So you say that to him, and he, like, shifts his gaze to look at you slightly, but then returns to Hammer pretty quick. And they just glare at each other.
I'm just going to shake my head at that point.
Right. You try, bud.
And he just closes his fist. And upon that, there's a sound of massive explosions.
Oh.
And you, as you are looking out to sea, you could see the structure in the sky clearer now. It's like a floating palace. It's like a floating structure that is levitating from some sort of magica engine that is letting down fireballs. And off in the distance, you see that the 2 man-o-wars that were the blockade are going up in flames.
Oof.
As it is destroying the 2 barricade holds.
Okay.
Blackwater. Shit! Fuck!
The sailors all gasp and are stunned, but then realize what it means and begin to cheer. And you see that in some of them, they're like seeing this as like a, we're fighting back, and are about to like tackle the Olympian guards. And some of them are like, we gotta get to the ship. We gotta go.
No.
We gotta run.
Don't do that.
What do you all do? The Jarl and Barrack are stunned, frozen to the spot.
Once cheering starts, I'm actually going to start shouting, this isn't a good thing. I'm going to try and get them to try and dissuade them from feeling good about this.
Right, and we want to stay with Barrack and the Jarl on this one.
War is not what we wanted with Olympia.
Some of them hear you. Most of them don't. Those that do hear, like, flap their hand at you and go,
No. This guy.
Forest folk. If you guys were to look back at where the man stood, he's not there anymore.
Okay.
Oh,
The sailors are making their way forward. Quite a few of them are passing by the Olympian guards. You can tell that they're trying to get to their ships. so that they can leave.
The sailors should get into their ship so they can leave?
Yes.
I'm not going to stop that.
Yeah.
They can go for it.
The Jarl just sort of seems to be trying to like get his body to cooperate as he's making his way backwards towards the cart. Like, maybe I should not be here. And Barrick finally shakes himself awake and like turns around, grabs the Jarl's shoulders, and like kind of covers him, like huddles around him to like protect him from any sort of stampede of people, and it guides him against the flow back up the road. Get off the road! Get off the road!
Can we go with him?
Hammer. Do I notice that happening?
Yes.
Okay. Once I do my whole spiel about this isn't a good thing and everything, and I realize that they're going to their ships, not fighting, they're just going to their ships, I great sigh of relief, and then I'm just looking at Hammer now to see what Hammer is about to do. And if Hammer isn't actively moving at the moment, I'm going to approach Hammer.
Okay. I'll go with you.
You hear Hammer say to the Dark Elf as he's the Dark Elf is sort of like cheekily watching the sailors run, kind of like a cat watching mice run, actually. And Hammer looks frustrated, if anything else. Like she's not showing fear or anger. She's just like, as she turns to the Dark Elf and says, "Get the professor. We're leaving."
Professor. Our buddy, Mr. Professor, maybe.
Hammer said, "Get the professor. We're leaving." Well, since she hasn't been really moving, I'm approaching. And once I'm within reasonable speaking range, without having to like really yell, although I probably will end up still yelling over all the commotion, I'm going to ask Hammer directly what she and/or Olympia intends to do with the Soul Stone.
She looks to you.
And she's currently holding the chest, right?
No,
or is Barrick still holding it?
Undyne took it onto the ship.
Oh, that's right. Undyne. Yeah, she gave it to Undyne. And Undyne is not near us anymore, still walking towards the ship.
Yeah. Oh, Undyne's now on the ship.
On the ship, okay. Well, then I'm just going to ask her, see if she'll even respond. Basically, like, we went through great lengths to get this. I'm going to admit that we're the ones who retrieved it. Like, we went through great lengths to get this, and I hope you know the power it holds. What are you planning to do with it?
Cunning check.
15.
She does look at you in the eyes and sort of like looks you up and down, analyzes you, and like gets the feel of you and says,
Hand me that, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's not the people in house that before.
And says to you, "I don't know. That's not my role."
Honestly, I respect that answer more than anything else that you could have said.
Did you see our last companion? Because I know I've seen you before.
Describe your last companion.
Smaller than us, because she's quite tall, along with both of you.
The professor?
No. She describes the elf that you guys, or the magician that you guys beat in the Temple of Janus.
I am going to tell her the truth.
Okay.
Because I respect her giving me the truth. And I'm going to preface it with that. I say, I'm going to say, I respect that you didn't lie to me when I asked you. So therefore, I will let you know that your companion went mad with power in the Temple of Janus of Forgotten Gods. And we had to end her. I believe it was a woman. Him, sorry.
We didn't have a choice.
Sorry. We didn't have a choice. The power that he possessed, he went mad, basically.
Hammer goes pale.
I vouch for that.
Hammer goes pale and says, I believe you.
And we broke... I am reluctant to say
How
this.
truthful are you being? Yeah.
I'm being very truthful. And I'm going to say, and I'm reluctant to inform you that there is another soul stone. It's broken. But I did not feel right removing another stone from a place of sanctity? Is that the right word? Yeah.
She nods. And then he kind of looks over his shoulder, like thinking about the chest that she was just given, that Undyne now has, and looks back towards the two of you and says, that's good to know for a rainy day. I'm not going to break my neck over finding another one, because this has already been going on long enough. She looks then off, like, out to the crowd that's still running past, and, like, just kind of shakes her head. I want both of you to give me a true check.
What do you mean by true?
4.
A d20 with no bonuses.
17.
Think of it as like a luck roll. There's no stat that modifies it.
Agate, above all else, sees that Hammer, at the end of the day, is a good person. Whether or not she agreed with anything that the Olympian Guard did is another matter. But at the end of the day, she did not like what they were doing.
You're one insightful SOB, you know that?
Right, and I'm gonna ask her.
I like that. Take over the conversation, man.
I ask her if she's aware of anyone that would have a problem with me.
With you?
Yeah.
Ooh, about the threat. Ooh.
I don't know who you are. I don't understand.
Okay. It's probably a completely different thing. Just thought I'd ask.
Okay.
Maybe not from your party.
I love how this is happening in the midst of like
Sorry.
fireballs raining down.
Thought I'd try it.
That is over.
Yeah. Okay.
It was over within a minute. The Man of Wars went down, and there's now no barricade to keep people in. You're now seeing actually quite a few ships just immediately set sail, and you're seeing some folk running around that look like dock officials, like running around like, we need a schedule! You're all gonna collide if there's not people. Hold on! Don't... Ah! Nobody seems to be listening to a request for order.
No
Everyone just wants to get the F out. Hammer looks to both of you and says, do you want to come with us?
I was actually just about to ask.
Shit. Because I do, but...
Yeah.
Were you heading to Olympia? Because that's where we're going.
Okay, so quick little timeout.
Right.
I was already planning on extending a hand as like formality, or the equivalent of what a centaur like formality would be. I don't know if it would be a handshake or not, or like the forearm grasp or something.
So you have learned with every race besides your own, and the handshake is the universal greeting or gesture.
So I am going to extend a hand before she even offers like that we go with her. Basically, once you were asking about like about your whole thing, and then I imagine there was kind of like a weird awkward silence after that because it was like kind of like out of nowhere.
Yes.
Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like
But you also notice that even though the question came out of nowhere, she's not deterred at all by her asking you guys to come with her, because like you ask her a question and she's like, something's going on with her that she's naturally curious. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Like she's not thinking less of you at all for your question. She may not understand it and may not be able to provide an answer, but she's like, it's okay.
And just to be clear, Hammer is the one that was being a complete douche in the bar when we first got to Narn, right?
That was Undyne, the black armored chick.
Oh, that was okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Hammer has very thick, red-haired dreads.
Okay.
Very large, very muscular. She has no weapon on her, and she actually has more white cloth as her clothing. Some freckles along her nose.
All right, so I'm extending a hand.
Sure.
And it's just...
I think this is a good opportunity. My character does. But, like, can we go and leave them behind?
They can catch up. Or This is meta. I'm sorry.
We will find
out.
out.
This is meta. This whole time
yeah,
out is meta.
yeah. The DM will decide to do what he will with that. But
Okay.
I want to extend a hand and do the formal handshake of respect, and I'm going to very just matter-of-factually say that I hope that you and the realm of Olympia just use the stones for the right thing. Basically, if their stones are used for anything other than peace, like, I will immediately unalign with you guys, essentially.
As you say this, while your hands are gripping each other, unmoving, like not pumping up and down or anything, but just stationary, you're saying this closer than any other words have been said, almost like confidentially.
Yeah.
And you say it firmly and flatly, and she listens, and her response is to say, "Me too."
I'm so down with this chick. Like, all aboard, man. I'm actually looking at you like she's the real shit, basically. I'm kind of like, I don't know. My character's kind of turning into like this ambassador of peace or something. Like it's weird.
Is.
Just I've been like traveling the world and coming across my love.
My God.
And I'm starting to give a shit.
You do not see Danny anywhere on the pier.
I'm starting to give a shit, actually. Yeah, let's go, man.
Yeah. I kind of want to spread Barrick's good nature to other lands.
Oh, he's inspired you.
Kind of what I'm getting at. Exactly, he inspired me.
Kiss ass. My character.
Yeah, Danny inspired me. Barrick inspired me, and the Soul Stone's power, being able to bring back, things of the past or changing the world for the better. Like, all those things inspired my character to be like, you know what? Like, we can fucking change the world, essentially.
I want you to give me one good point.
A good point?
Yeah, you get one good point.
Oh, I keep track of it. All right. Mm-hmm. I get a good point. Woo!
You give me one neutral point, please.
What do how do I indicate
so
that?
You can just denote that at the top of your paper somewhere small, somewhere out of the way.
Neutral point?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Sounds like me.
You guys.
Sometimes it's better to be neutral, though.
You guys have the option
for
then.
This character to make sense.
Because Hammer even says to you, like, I doubt we're setting sail immediately like all of these people, because they're right, we don't want to all collide. So if you have any unfinished business, anything that you want to purchase right before we leave, feel free to. Meta, you can shop one more time before you go on the open sea.
That's what it means.
Right, and that's not safe.
Would you like to save before you travel?
Uh-huh. Because once you go on the ship, you don't know when you'll dock again.
Yeah, we're going to fucking Olympia, yeah. Honestly, I'm full HP, full MP. I summoned a goddamn sword. I have no money. And I got a cool new amulet.
I have money, but I'm not to go wandering by myself.
Yeah.
If you say any of this aloud, if you were to say, like, I summon a sword, Hammer would smirk and go, that's kind of cool.
Well, it depends. Does Hammer say you get, like, actually, like, so you guys can, like, shop or something?
Something along those lines, like, we're not leaving immediately, so if you have any unfinished business, we're going to be here for probably another 30 minutes at least. So, it's up to you, but I will be up on the ship.
I'm legitimately going to say, like, I don't need to shop. I summon all my shit.
She pops an eyebrow and says, okay, I mean, do you have healing magic?
I'm going to plead the fifth and just sigh and look down at the ground.
Huh. Okay. I was wondering if you could summon health potions.
Funny.
Mm-hmm.
Can you? I asked.
The glare.
Yeah, literally, that's what I'm doing. I'm just like a playful glare with like a grimace, like.
Do you have any reason to shop or anybody you want to see before you leave?
No, but I'd like to stick my feet in the ocean.
Okay. You can make your way off the dock where there's a very small bank of sand that you can sit and put your naked feet into the water. It is so cold it slightly burns your scaly feet.
Cool. I'm not too far away from him, though,
yeah,
right?
any earlier in the morning, and I actually would have had a chance of you getting harm from the cold.
Oh, fuck.
But you're able to feel the water, and whenever you guys are ready, you are able to board the ship. I'm going to step away for just a second.
I'm super duper boarding the ship. I'm super happy that we made an ally with Olympia. That's cool.
I'm glad that worked out. That could have been bad. There was a lot of shit going on.
Dude, there was so much potential for shit to go awry.
Oh, did my character tell you everything that I saw between everyone? All those checks I was getting? Can't remember.
Well, your character pointed out the floating object to me.
So I'm sure I didn't miss anything. So there was a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, there were a lot of cutting
more
checks.
Shit that happens. Anytime.
I think a lot of those checks were kind of cues in terms of taking the conversation a different direction. So what I'm trying to say is it's not important now because we're past it.
Okay, I'll remember you said that.
You're not the DM, but I appreciate your insight.
Oh fuck! I totally made that. Okay. So no, it's not important. It's just bullshit. Okay.
Oh, they were important. It was plenty important in the moment.
Oh no! These texts.
Oh.
So my best friend texts that way, but I had no way of knowing who that was, and I had to make sure it wasn't. And it wasn't. Annoying. Just kidding.
Once I noticed that the ship lifts anchor, I'm going to do a quick pray to Poseidon.
Oh, well, I thought about praying by the sea.
What's up, Poseidon?
What's up, P?
Jesus Christ.
What's up, Posse?
Yeah.
Poseidon.
Yeah.
Poseidon.
Posse.
Pussy.
Poseidon.
What's up, Poseidon? Yeah, girl.
Poseidon's like, are you calling me Poseidon? I can't quite tell. All right. All I'm doing is literally praying for safe voyage. That is it.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'd like to do that as well.
With a good old mediocre 10. Look at that.
Not to his god, though.
Lovely.
You hear nothing, but feel more confident in the prayer because you know you are praying in his domain, and you're setting sail through his domain. So you're like, he'll hear.
I'm sure he'll hear that. Yeah.
If I wanted to do two prayers at once, is that allowed?
Yes.
One would be to my god, but I do not want to disclose who the other one is to.
Sure.
Okay, so...
You can also text it to me. So it's not clear to the recording or Jeff.
Okay.
But it'd be easier on me.
Okay.
You could say it, man. I'm really good at acting like I don't hear shit.
No, okay. You are, aren't you? Okay. I'll do the Artemis one first. Whatever, that's my goddess. I got a 16 on that. Safe journey.
Lovely.
Type of
Okay.
thing.
I love the sound effect, by the way.
This one is sailing. This is a calm sea sailing now.
I think that's just the one I'm going to do, actually.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you guys make your way onto the ship originally, you are immediately the blockade is...
I put my shoes back on.
The blockade is gone, but you're also blockaded inside the ship already because there are a bunch of guards that point weapons at you. Oh, thank you, honey.
Look at that.
Point weapons at you and go, you are not allowed to be here. And Hammer suddenly calls over them and says, I vouch for them. Let them on. Come on. And they're like, fine. Then they put their weapons away that are very pretty. And you guys are allowed on.
As soon as they put their weapons away, I very, very quickly go and unsummon it. like in the matter of like less than a second.
Mine was a
like
nice
just
scabbard.
like just long enough to where they're like, wait, what?
My shoes are also on.
Are you doing that as a warning, or are you doing that as like a show off?
Flourish.
Or a flourish. So you're appealing to me.
Actually, yes, quite a bit.
You do that, and some guards like didn't see it quite, and so they're just like, "What was?" All right, whatever. And then others that saw it, they're just like, "What? Are you wanting us to be suspicious of you?" Hammer sees it and goes, "Wow, you're telling the truth."
I'm gonna say, oh, I just thought I would show you mine since you showed me yours.
You guys just sort of chill on the poop deck as you see everybody kind of milling around, helping with the ropes and the port and the starboard and the portcullis
and the masts
and the cannons and the masts and the crow's nest and the
hull.
And this is a nice ship. And people are scrubbing the deck, oh ho, yo ho, and scrubbing the poop off the deck.
I was just gonna say that's weird. Oh, okay, beat me to it.
And you guys are suddenly setting sail before you know it. And the ship is quite fast. There's a good wind behind you, taking you away from Narn. And you look back and you see this town that has been your home for the last 3 sessions. I mean, for the last 3 days? I don't know. Anyway, you guys see that there's
sounds about right.
You guys see the Jarl's house off on the hill, and you're just like, oh, we didn't say goodbye to Barrick.
I was about ready to pop 2 birds back at
man.
Narn.
Honestly.
What if he had like an item that could let us summon him temporarily? That'd be cool. But he's gone.
It's okay.
He's gonna take care of the Jarl.
I think this had to happen.
You guys hear the sound of an eagle above you. And you look up, and there is a nice, almost golden brown eagle flapping its wings above you. And several of the sailors are taking notice, and they're like, "Ha-ha! Zeus's blessing! This will be easy. We'll reach Olympia very soon, I'm sure." And others are like, "It's a bird."
Auspicious. I might say.
Dude, if there was like an archer in our party and it like shot it out of the sky, that would be the funniest you-know-what ever.
I am quite glad that Byra is not here for this session for that reason.
Just lights on fire.
Oh, dude, dinner. Cool, man.
Just starts eating it right in front of him.
Like it was a Tengu or something.
I'd be like, oh, don't mind her. She's a demon.
You guys sail.
A lesbian demon.
You guys sail long enough to see Narn become just a line on the horizon, and it is entering afternoon suddenly. My point is to say that time just seems to be flowing much faster suddenly as everything starts to flatten out on the horizon. It's blue upon blue. There's white above you. The golden sun is shining down, and neither of you have really given jobs of what to do on this ship. They started to sing shanties,
Stand around and look
and
cool.
You're like, I don't know any of those. And Hammer notices that both of you seem very kind of uncomfortable and like you don't know what to do. And she's like, you guys can like go down deck if you want. It's not really obligatory for you to like be up here. Good night, bud.
That's where all the disease lives.
Theoretically. I'm gonna ask Hammer. I'm gonna say, do y'all have any of that scurvy that I keep hearing about?
What's that?
Well, that's not contagious.
I thought that
no,
all sailors have scurvy. Is that a dish?
She shrugs and says, "I've only been on a boat a few times in my life. This is actually one of the longest excursions I've ever been on." Should I know what that is?
I just keep hearing about scurvy. I think, like, apparently all sailors have scurvy,
Just
so I thought that it was like...
eat your vegetables.
You notice that as you're saying all this and Hammer's, like, kind of nonplussed, a lot of the sailors have stopped what they're doing and glare at you like daggers. And they're like, are you accusing us?
I smack
if not, eating our citrus.
I'm literally gonna be like really
I
confused.
smack you on the chest lovingly.
What?
Okay.
I thought that was a good thing.
You know full well that citrus is a cornerstone of our diet to avoid the scurvs.
Oh, scurvy's bad. Like my character really go. Oh.
Yes, you
You're a
landlubber.
blowhard, aren't you?
I thought it was like
You
a soup
landlubber.
or something that you guys ate.
I'll be looking for you tonight.
I'm gonna get really embarrassed and like go
You
down
can bunk
deck.
with me. It's fine. I've clearly been on a ship before.
Like I'm basically
You
just
likely have, yeah. If you're
Say
like
that.
some sort of mercenary hitman person, yeah, likely.
Bounty hunter, whatever you want to call it.
respect. Oh,
You guys stay on deck or go below?
I'm going. I already stopped. I'm going below. And
I'll go with you.
my character just us. I'm a whispered tag like us centaurs never experienced this bad thing called scurvy.
Alright, that's it. You and I in the ring right now.
All right, tone it down 1,000.
No, the sailor's totally serious. Like, he's gesturing to the middle of the deck. And he's like, right now! And then the other sailors are just like, yeah, alright, this is a good ship. Let's fight. Come on. And you actually see there's a chalk-lined circle in the middle of the deck. And
This is why
Hammer's
we
like,
don't come down
the
here.
Hammer's like, you're gonna have to do something.
I'm looking at Hammer like, is this normal? Like,
You
should I?
kind of, yeah. It's a matter of pride, but also boredom. You may just want to just do it.
Okay, I stand in the middle of the circle, like in the dead middle of the circle. And I'm just gonna like look at the guy, like, what? What do you like?
He puts his fists up
Oh,
and says, "You ever been in a fight before?
yeah.
Chicken horse."
I've literally murdered a lot of people.
Chicken horse. Did you read what he just said about you?
Me too. His voice cracks at the second word.
Why do you want to fight me? I don't understand why we're doing this.
It's for honor, and you insulted our scurvs.
I thought scurvy was bad. Like, if scurvy was bad, wouldn't I want to insult it?
He punches you and hits you twice for a collective 4 damage.
2 damage.
Yeah.
My character does probably one of like the.
It was in the gut, by the way. Because you're quite,
Oh,
you're
right,
quite
right.
a bit taller than him.
So it goes. I'm gonna like look down and be like, I'm gonna punch him so hard in the nose.
You go.
6 plus
I'm cheering you on, buddy.
6 is 12.
You hit him.
I believe you.
I punch him for 4
I
damage.
believe in you.
You knock
All the
him
way.
down.
All the way.
He spends a turn getting up. The other sailors say, "Get up!" He's like, "I am."
I cheer you on.
Hammer's just shaking her head.
As soon as I'm just waiting for him. If he gets up, if he comes at me again with his fists up, I'm gonna flash my sword.
You do so,
That's not
and
gentlemanly.
all the crowd says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!
What?
This,
Whoa!
this only! This only! We don't kill on this ship, come on!"
Oh, sorry, it's my instincts.
The sailor's
sorry, guys.
like, "You just took this to a whole new level that I really didn't appreciate."
Making
Okay?
friends and influencing people. That's my boy.
Okay. I'm sorry for drawing out my sword. I'm sorry for scurvy's awesome.
Hammer cuts
Apparently.
you off. Hammer cuts you off and says, "I'm sorry, is your wounded pride so bad that you'd like him to be thrown into the brig?" And there's this awkward silence as the man like looks at her and then like looks at you and then looks down at his pride
Nice.
and then says, "No." Then Hammer's like, "Okay, then get back to swapping the poop off the deck."
Yeah.
Off the deck.
Please forgive me, I'm going to take a second.
Oh, don't do that. I'm just kidding.
After Hammer says that, I'm gonna say, okay. Scurvy's pretty cool, I guess.
Okay.
I'm really confused about this scurvy thing now.
It's alright, man.
He said I insulted it and it's like a bad thing. Like,
It's alright. I think he was just
is he confused?
a little dyslexic.
Am I confused?
You might be. You might be. You might be too.
I have questions.
I know. Ships, man.
Yeah. Have you done much sailing?
Yes. A lot.
I'm just gonna follow your lead. just gonna do what you do.
Wish I had some anti-seasickness pills in here. I mean, what? I don't.
Do you chew them?
Just. Listen to me. The DM has stepped out momentarily.
No, it's okay. Yeah. This is good. This is character building. We're building relations. So how about them Yankees? Well, I mean, how about those Titans? Am I right?
Right. I mean, why are these people always naming their teams after losers? Titans. Trojans. Otherins. That I can't even think of.
Otherins. Whereabouts in the world have you been? If you've done a lot of sailing, I imagine you've been just about everywhere, yeah?
You could say that, but there's probably still places I haven't been to.
Okay, here's a question. I've got a good question. I've got a really, really good question. Okay. If you had been the one to find the shooting star in the ceremony, what would you have wished for?
That's a good one. I think that was one of our homework questions. Ooh, meta. All of the animal companions that I've had over the years, I would wish them back to life.
My character is like literally gonna like shed a tear.
Okay.
I'm really sorry to say that I missed all this, but I will hear it in the recording.
Yeah.
Big plate of baklava. No. Actually, just that first thing.
Yeah. I mean, the baklava I understand, but like, why would you wait? Like, just make it.
I want to point out, you guys know, well, you know, and based on what I'm going to imagine that the information that you guys have shared with Agate since she has joined your party, you guys have probably shared the events of the very first session with her.
Yeah.
And have probably shared with her, and remember that Hammer was in that group of people that was around the star. Hammer was actually the person talking directly to the star, almost right before the star exploded.
I've made reference to that before.
You also know that the bloke that you guys killed in the Temple of Janus was there. You can surmise, because there were 3 other people besides those 2, you can surmise Undyne was another one of them.
That's fair.
I don't much care for him.
So, I completely forgot that she joined in the second session, and I kind of asked her what her character would have wished for in the shooting star ceremony if she had been the first to get there.
I need to ask you what you would have wished.
Go on.
Excuse me.
You want to ask him?
Yeah, I do. What would you have wished for?
No.
Excuse me. Then.
I know exactly what I would have wished for, but now I'm undecided.
Alright, things have changed. But what was it? I suppose if you don't want to
would have originally wished for the Centaur homeland back into existence.
Of course, that's right. I remember that. Sorry.
And that is still my all-consuming goal, but my mind, my 19-year-old mind is clouded by something else at the moment. Yes. My second head is beginning to speak.
Excellent.
More so than
the one-eyed snake.
As you are talking, you hear a voice in the darkness of the underbridge of the underdeck say,
"Oh fuck! People are totally listening to us."
You say, or they say, "Gross."
No, my wish was gross too.
So how many animal companions have you had?
Scores.
Right
We'll
now?
just say like 45.
Were
She's
any of
over
them-
300.
Were any of them horses?
No. No, I got one to...
Does your character actually laugh at the thought of having a horse?
Yes, I got one to tolerate.
I'm gonna feel mildly offended, but then it's your choice. It's fine.
I'm not good with them. I can ride one decently, but they don't like me.
Probably because you're huge.
Yes, right, and scary looking. Meta, but like, if you've seen Tangled, like that relationship he has with Maximus is pretty much me and horses. Or my character and horses, that's what I was
Are
picturing.
you two gonna talk about this pansy sissy shit all day?
Yeah, do you like it?
No!
Are you like...
Just because we're comfortable. in
Are you
our
upset about something? Like, for real? Like,
Projecting.
Why the hell did Hammer let you on this ship?
because I come from a very faraway land.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Superstar. I had to do it every time, I'm sorry.
You sound like cats.
I used to say I know him, but that started to make people feel uncomfortable.
Why are you so angry?
You don't even know who's talking.
Can I?
Yeah, I'm just having an open discussion with nothing.
Have I heard this voice before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Undyne?
You don't know him. You don't see the speaker. It's dark down here. You guys like found like a pseudo table to like sit at and like just sort of chill.
I say, so did you decide not to kill me or something?
I don't remember ever claiming to kill you
Okay.
or want to kill you.
All
I'm
right.
debating it now.
Are you Undyne?
What was your first guess?
I think it was Undyne. Well, you know what?
She's
How
eating
about-
fried potatoes.
Yeah.
You're
How
not
about
very
you
nice.
go and undie?
That's a cool name, though.
You are not the first person to tell me that.
It is a
And
cool
I take
name.
deep offense to it. You want to meet in the ring tonight?
I mean, I'm really like, it would be awesome to punch you,
What is
but
the
at the
ring?
same time, like, not really. No.
You're not the only one that can summon weapons.
All right. Well, that's a cool name, but
Dude, if I show you mine, will you show me yours?
You see it through this little like shadowy doorway, which, by the way, you guys are feeling so sad because neither of you can light mage lights really, and it's kind of so sad.
No, I can write
I know, I'm baiting you to use it.
Okay.
Anyway, there's
My
a shadowy doorway,
my fairy has been summoned literally this entire time.
but it's such a dim light compared to a mage light.
Okay, got it.
Noah.
That you see this even darker shape in the archway suddenly like glaring at you. You can't quite see details of them, but you know it's Undyne just glaring at you. And she forgot your question. What was your question?
If I show you mine, will you show me yours?
Oh, jeez, there it is.
She glares mutely at you through the archway.
Mutely.
I love this. I'm gonna summon a mage light, and I'm gonna like have a dance around and be like, I'm gonna have the mage light like dance a circle around like my fairy,
Give me a willpower check.
and I'm gonna be all like, "Hey Noah, I bet you can't catch my mage light." Yeah. 12. Does Noah catch it?
You have no willpower?
Oh no, I have 6, so that was the 18. So.
Okay. As you make your mage light appear and then like dance around for the sake of a joke, the flashes of light and like changing luminescence and focus brings into light Undyne's face, which you have never seen before because she's always worn armor. Undyne is a rather lean person.
Can I see too?
Huh? Yes. Is a very lean person. And from your...
I'm so sorry now, but I feel it's very important. My mage light is blue,
I was getting to
and
that.
Noah is purple.
Pretty.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, Noah's purple.
My hair is purple.
Yeah. Sorry. I had to double check.
As your blue and purple lights commingle with each
Yeah.
other in this very dark little hallway of a ship on the Olympic Sea, you see Undyne's true face,
Yes.
which is monstrous.
Oh.
She has a very lean body, narrow face. She has red hair. She has thin lips and spiked teeth. She has a very fish-like appearance, if anything else, but you can tell instantly that she is half Gorgon.
Oh.
Instantly.
I'm literally going, and like unsummon the lights.
I glare at you.
Your 18 allows you to choose how you respond.
Like,
You
alarmed.
give me a willpower check now.
I'm actually going to respond alarmed. Like I'm going to have like the light, like I'm focused on my mage light, like avoiding Noah, like as part of the game. And then once I get a glimpse of the new half Gorgon I see out of the corner of my eye, I'm literally going to and like unsummon my light.
What check was this again?
Willpower.
Oh, okay. 8 plus 1.
You are startled to the point of just like, ugh! Like grabbing your heart, and you jump audibly, but don't say anything. Is how you react.
I should not have.
But I mean,
Judged you.
You're half Gorgon.
I know.
I don't know this, but
what the fuck is my problem?
But you didn't expect it. Is what I'm
No,
trying to
I
say.
didn't.
You
One of my own kind be so pissed at me. What I do now? Oh, what did I not do?
and Goromir reacted how he reacted, and upon your mage light noxing, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
No.
You can hear her hiss in frustration from both of your reactions, and says, "Well, I'm prettier than both of you."
Inside, probably.
Confidence is attractive.
Yeah, I like the confidence, yeah.
But what is your problem with me exactly?
I have a problem with people who claim to be warriors and are fucking sissies. That's my problem. What?
A sissy. And when have you seen me fight?
Never mind that, okay? I'm talking about your laxical's approach to wishes. You don't know half of what goes into wishing, okay? So, just... What?
Speaking of half.
Laxatives?
Laxatives.
Your laxative approach to life, okay?
Well, listen here. Listen here. When you threatened me, you didn't know about my wishes. We just had that conversation 10 minutes ago.
When did I threaten you?
Last night? That wasn't you?
What are you talking about?
Okay. Alright. Never mind. Must have been someone else with a similar voice. I didn't see them very well.
It's fucking racist, bro.
But I...
She doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't want to tell her.
Because you're well concealed.
Okay. Alright. I didn't mean it that way. I'm not that great looking either.
I'm sorry. You'll have to excuse my friend Agate. She's caught up in something else.
Old as fuck, he means.
But, I would
Sorry.
absolutely love to see yours now.
It just means...
Two dim blue orbs appear behind both of her ears. Like, not directly like earrings, but like hover like right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to say they're approximate volleyball size.
Okay.
Okay? They're not as bright as your mage light. They're about as bright as Noah is.
Mm.
And they move with her as she steps forward into this room that both of you are sitting in. And as she moves, you are noticing that her movements are actually quite lithe and kind of sexy. It's like it conflicts with how she looks.
Mm.
How she moves is very well practiced and controlled and confident, and it's like almost begrudgingly kind of hot.
Begrudgingly hot.
Like your own mind is begrudgingly finding it attractive.
Oh.
Well,
So is she like
here.
a smooth, graceful
Yes.
kind of movements? I'm like, all right. What do you do with those orbs?
She approaches you and gets like very close to you, like within a foot distance away from you, and you're just like, and she says, I kill people with what I have. Would you like to see? and she has this big, toothy, pointed teeth smile right in front of your face as the blue light suddenly manifests into very long shafts of light that become spears that puncture on either side of your head into the wood. And so there's these two like LED beams of light between on either side of your head and hers, and she's just grinning crazy at you. You see all this happen right in front of you. You're just like, Jesus Christ! What?
No, I like it.
How does this happen?
I just kick back.
I am like the fact that she's like playing on with like the whole show you mine, show you yours thing. I'm actually like liking Undyne in like this weird way, in like the playful way, like what I've seen of her before, like in the bar and stuff. Total bitch. Like but like this whole like
I agree. Yeah.
Like total like not backing down, confident like playfulness. I'm kind of digging it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know where to look because my head is surrounded by spears and a big, ugly monster smile. So I'm kind of like, I would love to see it if it doesn't kill me.
Is it Undyne or Undying?
You're so funny. Do me a favor and search.
Because that's familiar.
It should be.
Not that it needs to be a reference to something.
Undying.
Undyne.
Oh, it's Undyne?
Undyne.
Undyne.
Oh, cool.
Undyne.
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 From Ovid's Metamorphosis.
No.
Oh.
Undyne.
Undine.
Undyne.
Oh, okay. It is something from
I have thought that you've been
though.
saying undying.
It's something from Roman
time.
mythology, too.
Undyne.
Oh, okay.
Undyne is a play on words that infers undying.
Oh, okay.
And she is from another pop culture thing that I adore.
Right.
Video game.
It is, but it's like really hard to find what it's from. She looks really familiar. Why?
Controversial.
So show him. Can you show him her face?
Yeah.
The hell's that from? I don't recognize it.
There's a lot of really cute character art.
Alright.
Oh, I haven't seen that or played it.
Yeah, I haven't either. So it's okay.
It took me forever to think of it, so I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But yeah, I would say I'm gonna answer a question like, yeah, I'd love to see it as long as it doesn't kill me.
She actually grins and kind of chuckles as you say that, and the light becomes less intense and it diffuses back into two orbs slowly and confidently. And she smiles at you, less crazy, and she's like, "You have balls, Centaur."
I want to go, and I want to have it like 2 inches from her nose, like.
She doesn't even flinch as you do that, and she grins even wider and says, as she like goes up to touch it, and she's like, "We're gonna get along just fine." And she's about to wrap her fingers around your shaft.
And I'm gonna leave now.
As there are shouts up above deck.
Oh, God, thank
And
Christ.
she lets go,
thank
she relinquishes her almost grip and looks up, suddenly very serious, and says, "Hammer!" And she goes up to the, what's it called? The little ladder that leads up to above deck. And portcullis?
Yeah, midships. No, I have
I don't know.
fucking clue.
And she
I don't think it's portcullis.
she rushes up to top deck.
I'm following her at her speed, hopefully.
Cloppity, cloppity, cloppity.
Yeah, clippity cloppity.
Well,
Hammer.
follow.
Hammer.
You guys get above deck, and you instantly see what's wrong. There are mages all over the place.
What?
Hooded, robed, very luxuriously robed.
Oh, great.
Blue and green robed, like with green trimming, blue. Anyway,
Do I recognize the style?
No, you do not.
One guess what they were.
Actually, you know what? That's not fair. Both of you give me lore checks.
Ooh, lore check.
Fun. 9.
6.
You have seen it before. Agate, you've seen this before. You know that you have seen it as well, and you know that it is of some sort of prominent magical authority. Okay?
That's all I need to know.
Or crime family.
Hammer is shouting at all of them to get off her effing ship. However, with Hammer, she doesn't say the actual word, she says effing.
Yeah. Oh. How many mages are there?
Undyne summons 4 orbs of light that all become spears.
There's 4!
Instantly.
I actually audibly say that there's 4.
4!
Ooh!
I rubbed my temples.
She has a battle cry, and she has all 4 of them go around, finding, like heat seeker missiles, and finding a different target to pierce. Good night. I love you. Good night. I love you.
Good night.
Good night.
My mouth is full.
Good night. Good night. Hammer shouts to arms.
Well, I'm glad I summoned my sword already.
I also take my sword from its scabbard. Oh, look, I've summoned it from my scabbard.
Agate, you see that there is one priest or something, some sort of a wizard, that is right behind Undyne, about to point her staff right behind Undyne's head. What do you do?
Well, I can't do anything with weapons from here. Can I yell to her, hey, behind you?
Do you have a weapon on your belt?
My sword.
You can draw it right now.
Oh, I
and
have
attack.
a crude cleaver on my belt.
You can draw a weapon from your belt and use it. Or if your sword is your main weapon, you can equip it instantly right now and use it.
No, I'd like to equip that stupid crude cleaver thing and throw it
Please do.
at the person
Right now.
who's about to fuck with her. Oh, 5.
Plus. And then.
+2.
Oh, speaking of and then, I'm sorry. I went to Taco Bell and I ordered something, and the person literally responded, and then, and I was like, you're my favorite.
Wow. Which Taco Bell is it?
It was an Auburn. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm sorry, you attacked?
I did.
She
I
rolled a
rolled 5 +2.
Plus 2.
It hits.
Oh. Oh, because it's a mage.
Damage.
Makes sense.
I don't really want that thing back, so...
Stupid defenseless
I mean, I might
mages.
pick it up later. But it might have broken because it's crude.
Well, that makes sense. Oh, this is so appropriate. I love this. Could you imagine like a pirate versus mage battle on a ship with this music playing?
That's what's happening right
It's
now.
amazing.
I just got 8.
8 damage?
Mm-hmm.
It's, she screams as you tear open her robe and deeply cut her stomach down to her hip. She lets go of her staff and falls to the stairs that she was stationed on. Undyne sees in the corner of her eye what you've done, and she does this.
I do that.
And Goromir,
That's kind of not in this world, but it is now.
Where's the stone?
you don't know.
This is really an opportune time.
I'm going to use my minor action, and I'm going to speak vaguely and hope that Hammer understands what I mean. But I'm going to ask, is it safe?
Is it secret?
She shouts back, hold your ground.
Am I being attacked, or is Hammer being attacked? Or both?
Hammer is being attacked actively by at least 3 of them.
I'm going to
You
assist
are
Hammer.
not being attacked by any of them.
I'm going to assist Hammer. The closest one on my side.
Okay, go for it.
I'm not going to use my regular attack. 12 plus bunch. I'm sure I hit.
No.
So 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 4 is 12 damage.
Alright. They scream as they fall to the ground and go, no! Zap.
It zaps me?
Yeah. They zap you for 5 damage.
They?
You can't tell the gender.
Oh, god damn it. They, in my mind, is plural, so I'm just like, how many attacks? Alright, so 5 damage, so it's 4.
Yeesh. Hammer was crit.
I was afraid of that.
Undyne was hit with an acid arrow. Hammer has 17 damage on her.
Ow.
Undyne has 0 right now. And then there are a number of mages around hurting other soldiers.
Oh, those poor soldiers.
And they all are able to get spells off. Player phase.
You're faster.
We didn't have enemy phase?
They already had enemy phase.
That's,
The one that you attacked is still alive, but too much in pain to attack back.
how much damage you deal to it?
8.
Just 8.
Is this what pain feels like?
Change my name!
The hammer is my penis.
Should I finish it?
What would your character do?
My character would fucking smash that person. Sorry. Gonna just...
You actually see in their face, they look up to you and say, what would your character do?
I wish to stab them in the heart. Why, God? Jumanji.
Why, Artemis? Why? Oh, behind that leg.
It's a 7.
Has to roll on the table, unfortunately.
All that work. Shut up.
Why do you have a large bottle of brown vodka? I just
Cameron made lemon extract. Or sorry, vanilla extract.
Oh.
It's no longer vodka.
It's no longer vodka.
Oh, okay.
It's
I was
vanilla.
like, why is it brown?
Oh, 18.
It's age.
18 plus 2.
You kill her instantly by knowing exactly where a heart is on a person and then putting your blade through it and going, I did it.
Cool. I pull it out and I shake the blood off of it.
That's my favorite descriptor of killing someone through the heart I've ever heard.
I did it.
Also, the lead up to that was amazing.
Undyne hears that the bloody squelching of a heart being pierced, and she's like, gross, but thank you.
No prob, Bob.
It's just that I'm so tired of warriors being such sissies.
And Goromir.
Because she was grossed out by the sound of her heart being stabbed.
My pets and what? Oh,
Right.
right. Okay. I have to go to the bathroom. Sorry. I'm sorry.
How's the mage looking that I attacked?
Not good, they're on the ground.
Oh. Are they able to attack? They're zapping, right?
They zapped you from the ground, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm going to have to finish that person. 11 plus bonuses.
They're dead.
Okay. I can't really do much else. In terms of battle, I have a very one-dimensional character.
Hammer grabs the head of another one, lifts him, and bashes him head first into the deck, killing him.
Fantastic.
Undyne screams with 3 more spears appearing and sending them out across the deck, piercing the other 3, killing them instantly.
Super.
However, you hear a crewman up above you, like behind where the wheel would actually be. Someone shouting, "There's another one up here, guys!" And Hammer can see it from her vantage point and looks up and says, "Let's help him, Undyne, because he's like the only one that can actually steer the ship, because I don't know what direction is left." And Undyne's like, "I don't know which way's right. We're a pair in misery." Do you make your way up to the steering wheel or not? Okay.
Yes.
You go along.
I'm just amazed by how long you held that.
I was in drama for 10 years.
Yes.
You go up to the steering wheel and you see
No worries.
you see a mage holding back the crewman's neck or head by the hair, and has like an icicle pointing directly at the jugular, and he's like, Give me the soul, or he dies.
I don't have anything else to throw.
There is one mage left holding a crewman by the head, pointing an icicle pointed at his jugular, threatening to kill him if he does not give up the soul, or if you do not give up the soul.
How close is he to me?
All of you are within 10 meters.
I'm gonna say, well, it looks like he's dead. Because once you kill him, you have no leverage. You still won't get your soul stone, and you'll die.
Undyne says, plus, I'll do you one better. You die, and leave us the fuck alone. And before you can even think about the weirdness of that statement, there is another spear that appears behind the guy and just stabs him through and then dissipates. And he's like, and he falls over completely dead.
Super duper.
Yeah. And the crewman says, that took you long enough. And Undyne's like, suck it. Seriously, just shut up. All of you receive 100 XP for that very easy fight.
I clap a little bit. Like,
Clap.
genuine, not sarcastic.
And then there's a very thorough thrashing in the water all around you. And the ship seems to be shaking hither and thither. Higgledy-piggledy throughout the water maelstrom. You are feeling yourself needing to hold on to the railings as you are wondering, where did this storm come from?
You prayed to Poseidon.
I did!
But then as you look around, there's not a storm occurring, so what's going on, guys? And Hammer says, there. And you turn around, back to where you were, back on the lower deck, and you see that there's like a little mini tornado gusting around and around and around, and suddenly vanishes. And in its place stands a warlock that is very obviously of higher rank, having large medallions hanging from their neck, like robes that are of leather quality, and a very ornate, gaudy, ostentatious staff that you're just like, you're overdoing it.
Is it Flava Flav?
Yes.
Did
And
someone just barf this guy up from the ocean?
It would appear so.
Undyne says, oh, here comes the boss fight. And everyone kind of looks at her. And she's like, I'm from a video game.
At least that's not Charybdis.
Is Undyne like an actual like meta like thing?
You'll never know.
I like that.
That sounds like a fun game.
She goes and leaps off of the little like to your waist balcony that like keeps people safe on ships. Steps on top of it, jumps, and reappears back on the main deck, and summons 4 more spears. And she's like, "You want to dance, pretty boy?" He's like, "That is a very overused phrase."
Hey, Agate, you want to just like go back down deck and just
No, I
Undyne
want
take
to
care
watch.
of this?
I want to watch. Plus,
I mean-
you're turned on by this. I know you are.
Alright.
Yeah,
You're beginning to know me so well.
we're both into the same things.
Yeah.
He actually wants to go below deck to hide his erection.
Yeah. Do you know how big centaur dicks are? Like,
Hammer's like, put it
very
away.
difficult to hide.
Put it away and fight.
So no flies go up it.
Ew!
Seriously.
Why on earth would you even...
That's a thing.
Because it's probably a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Just pee real hard to get them out.
They have huge urethras.
Oh, that's
like
Why would you...
anything could just crawl in
She's a
there.
horse person. You just know things.
Yeah.
God.
Sorry.
Just imagine it, just crawling on up
I
there.
feel
So-
like I want to just clench my...
Despite your urethral stimulation, you are able to make your way down the stairs to this boss fight that Undyne is describing. And the person says, Undyne, you know that I'm just here for a peaceful negotiation. And Undyne says, first of all, don't know who you are. Second of all, get off our ship. Number 3, I'm tired, so let's make this quick.
Can I pick up my cleaver?
Has
Yes.
to Satan.
Is it broke?
Huh?
You sound like Lucifer in Supernatural now.
I am not a supernatural person. I'm Undyne! Okay?
No, the new character sounds like.
Oh, got it. Got it. I'm going from an angel to the devil. Got it.
Yeah.
Hammer stands beside her friend with the 4 hovering spears. You guys can make your way down. And he says, he or she, I'm actually going to leave it ambiguous. They say, give us the soul before you hurt the world. Does that make sense?
What do you want to do with it?
Put it back.
Ooh. Put it back where?
Up your butt around the corner.
Back in the temple of Janus where you stole it from.
Ooh. This person knows things. I'm actually just going to keep asking questions until Undyne is so mad about the conversation that she just attacks. So, how do you know about the Temple of Janus?
Because I visited its precipice and knew something was amiss.
We had to use it to alleviate the barricade around Narn.
The barricade was a farce.
What's a farce?
Undyne releases her 4 spears. They go a-flying as soon as the word
They go
farce.
a-flying.
They go a-flying as soon as the word farce was released into the air a-flying. And you expect the 4 to pierce their body.
A maelstrom of spears?
But instead, they actually hit some sort of invisible barrier.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
the person shakes their head and says, maybe summon a 5th. Maybe that'll help.
Ooh.
And Undyne says, oh, you... and tries to summon a 5th, but can't. So she just resummons 4. And she looks like she blew a blood vessel.
When so I dated this guy once who sucked when he lost at Mario Kart. That's the type of thing he did.
Oh my god.
We want to do another airing of grievances real quick?
No, this is
Okay.
someone else's problem now.
They say, Hammer, you're having doubts. Give it to me, and I will put it back. And Hammer says, Hammer says, I would rather see this mission through before I make any sort of changes of the heart just because you asked me to. Does that make sense? She mocks the words back at them. And they sigh and say, you are fools playing with toys that are worthy of gods. Last chance.
Probably.
Give it to me before your ship is sunk.
Someone should just destroy it.
Now it's your turn to speak. While I eat my burger.
How about we just destroy it?
Destroy what?
The thing. This whole thing. I don't look at you, and as I say this.
You're like trying to pass it off to like one of the sailors saying it. Dude! I agree.
This guy over here is a good point.
And Goromir, you're a pretty opinionated person. What do you think about this?
I am pretty opinionated.
Undyne says.
Really? Does she really? Because my character laughs again.
No.
Oh.
I think my sword counts as a 5th. I'm talking to Undyne.
Undyne looks at you, realizes what you mean, and then does her very hideous and yet it's growing on you smile.
Yeah.
And she's like, count of 4.
Count of 5.
1, 2,
I'm clip-clopping over because it's melee.
4. And as she's counting slowly and awkwardly to 5, the mage is just like, whatever, and just vanishes in a gust of wind before you can make it to them.
I go, ha! I told you 5 would do the trick.
There is a thlumping and thrashing on either side of the ship once again.
Oh, God.
And as you look around wondering, are they coming back? You see 4 purple... Actually, I'm going to make it magenta. 4 magenta tentacles creeping over the edges.
Magenticles.
Magenticles creeping over the edge of the ship, crawling towards each of you. And the crewmen shout, that's a monster!
Yeah, that's a monster.
And the men raise their arms
Again.
with weapons and go, ah!
Ready to be sacrificed, y'all? I mean, look at that.
I begin immediately wailing on one of the tentacles, the magenticles.
Right, I'd like to attempt to chop at one, actually.
You are faster, you may go.
Okay, I chop at a tentacle, trying to cut it off. Or sever it. Oh, that's a 1. Am I gonna cut my foot off? Oh, fuck.
Go give him ideas.
Oof. What weapon were you using?
My sword.
Your sword is hit out of your hand in an area that you cannot see where it lands.
Oh, do I hear it land?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
But you don't know if it's skidded into the water.
Oh, fuck. I like that sword. Named it Enopia. It means made from nothing in Latin.
Minor action?
Hmm?
Minor action?
Save it.
To grasp for my sword. What?
Save it.
Save what?
Trust me. I'm gonna do something cool.
Your minor action, he's asking you to save it. You can't see your sword anyway.
Yeah.
What do you mean by save it?
To
So
save your action.
You're able to
Oh.
save your action for a bit later, but not overly later.
I'm gonna do something really cool. And hopefully Undyne sees it.
Okay,
What
I'm
would
gonna
you-
look for my sword.
What would
I'm
you
gonna-
like to do?
I'm gonna take the gladius that I have off my belt,
Oh.
and I'm going to gently lob
Excuse
it,
me.
handle first, at Agate for her to catch.
How do you gently throw a sword?
I mean, she's pretty close by.
I'm sorry, real quick. Which sword is this? The Gladius or the Spirit
Gladius.
sword? Okay.
And you hilt first, I hope?
Yeah, I specified handle
Thank you.
first,
Thank
Yeah.
you.
gently lobbing it to.
12.
You catch it.
Awesome. And then I use my soul sword, and I attack the
I
magentical.
give you thumbs up.
It's a 1d6 one-handed sword.
We're buddies now. Okay.
You know. Oh, we've been buddies.
Sword buddies?
1d6.
Don't give me ideas.
I just think it's really funny, but we're friends now. Yeah, I guess we were always. I kind of. Oh. There's like this awkward silence in mid-battle, like,
Oh.
what the hell?
I've lost so many people that it's just like, I don't know.
I'm
Try to be more lackadaisical about my everyday relationships. That's all.
We're discussing this mid-battle, guys.
Have you ever seen Highlander, the TV
I attack
show?
the
Like
magentical
that.
with my summon sword. Vroom. I rolled a 6 plus 6 for 12 total on the magentical.
It hits.
Awesome.
Magentical.
I deal 3 plus 10, 13 damage.
You deal 13 damage to the left or the right tentacle? Which one?
Well, the one I said I was going to attack immediately, so I would assume that the closest one.
You went for the front left one then.
Okay, cool.
And how much damage was it? I'm sorry.
13.
13. Undyne.
Undyne. The Undyne.
Unfortunately, missed all of it out of shock. Missed all of her projectiles out of shock.
Oh,
they
Jesus.
summoned, but I rolled a 2, therefore it's going to be a fizzle in the sense that, like, they all went flying, but they hit random areas, and she's like, wow, I'm kind of embarrassed. That never happens. I'll get it back. And summons another 4. Hammer sees her friend suffering, and she's like, I'll get this one. And just punches one of them. Dealing
25 damage. Just 25 straight!
Dealing 12 damage.
Oh, Jesus. That's intimidating.
Tentacle turn.
Yeah, because I haven't healed all the way. I only have
Magentical
shock.
turn.
Ooh. What's your defense?
It's not as high as it should be. Let's just say that.
Are you keeping
Wow.
it a secret?
It's 7.
Mine's 6. It feels a little
Maybe
inferior.
I should get blocking.
You are both dealt 9 damage each. Hammer is dealt 7.
9 damage each. So she takes 9, I take 9. And is that from one hit?
Yes.
Because of 8.
Hammer shouts as she sees her friend getting hurt. And the tentacles are attacked along with from the other sailors. But several of the sailors are pulled off the ship and into the deep.
Yeah, it needs to take sacrifices. If it's what I think it is. But how long have we been sailing?
Weeks. I'm not the DM. Don't listen to me.
May I ask how long we've been sailing for?
I hope that you're not pondering how long we've been sailing during this encounter.
You've been sailing for about half a day.
It's just like you catch the sword, you're like,
And we
2
have got a really
Leave it
good
at
wind.
sea.
My character wants to try to
She's-
figure out what the fuck, like where
No,
we are.
I think both of us are imagining like your character's so like okay with what's happening. You're just like, I wonder what Mom is doing for dinner tonight. Like,
Mom is dead. My parents
like-
killed each other.
just
Didn't I
killing-
say that?
have you seen Frozen 2?
Yes, have you?
Their parents are dead.
I didn't even realize that Frozen 2 was out yet.
I've seen it twice. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I need to like
I needed to watch the
catch
first
up on
movie.
things.
Into the unknown. Okay. Into the unknown. So, player phase. I get first.
Yep.
I am
The
sorry.
tentacle-
I am so sorry again for interrupting myself.
No worries.
Do I add attack points for every point of dex I have?
No. So whenever you use your
Yes.
sword.
She's asking about her attack roll.
Oh, so every 5 dex increases your crit chance. So now you crit on a 19.
Yeah. Stop.
I wrote a 7 by
wait,
my
that's
attack,
defense.
and I think I was
Yeah.
trying to remember.
Her initial question was
Yeah, I misheard. I understand now where I
bonus
went
to her
wrong.
attack roll.
I understand where I went wrong. Yes.
I wasn't explaining it right.
So if you roll a 12, you add the 12 to your dex amount, which is 5. So you then roll a 17.
Oh, that's where it came from. Okay.
And then you get 2 more
And I
because
get
you have the
2.
skill.
That's why I put the 7 there. I was trying to remind my dumb ass to add that to every roll. Okay. Every attack roll.
Plus that dex of 5 gives you 1 more defense as well.
I
Yes.
did do
Which
that.
is why you have
Yes.
6, not 5. Yeah.
I did do that.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Now the critical chance.
I apparently
to
can't
clarify,
understand D&D either.
The critical chance thing that he was talking about is cunning.
Yeah, it's cutting, not dex.
I have 2 cunnings,
You're a little ways away from it then, so it's okay.
and I probably don't have any more. I give myself just a little cunning,
A little
a
splasheroo.
little splash of constitution and willpower.
It's okay. Totally fine. I just wanted to make sure because he started talking about dexterity and crit chance, and I was like, no, my mind.
It's okay. It's okay.
My mind is frying.
He speaks to me better sometimes.
Jenny, do you attack?
Have I been able to locate my sword?
No. You were holding a gladius.
I named it and everything.
What about my sword? I wish that these hand motions were like captured in the audio somehow.
Yeah.
Can I name it?
Let's name it after the battle.
Yeah, I was what did the name?
Because you may lose this sword again, so...
Okay.
Honestly, you could have the gladius. I don't.
No. Couldn't do possibly. Okay, I am going to try to sever another tentacle.
You severed a tentacle already?
She just wants to
I
sever
would
a
like
tentacle,
to
period.
again attempt to
Oh, there
sever
you
a
go,
tentacle.
there you go.
My
There we go.
God, dude!
Hey, man.
I don't have many good grammar when I speak.
I don't have many good grammar either. Sometimes when I speak, sometimes.
I
Preferably.
spec.
Spec.
10 plus 7.
Yeah.
Total hit.
Sick. That was a 1d6 sword. I actually wrote that down. Okay, cool. That is 13.
Damage?
Oh! Wait, I have adrenaline rush. That is activated.
Perf.
My bad. Fuck you. 16. Okay.
I just love that.
It was 16 damage. God. Thank God I wrote at the top of my fucking paper. Okay.
The tentacle twitches quite violently as you're hitting it so well. It's like it tries to skitter away from you, but then curls around to try to like wrap you. Angoromir.
Is that tentacle? Do I notice that happening?
Yes.
Like it's about to grab her?
Yes.
Or grab him? You're her. Sorry.
I am a her, but I'm not
Sorry.
easily offended, like at all.
Yeah.
My character, anyway.
Is it within striking range? Because I
Yes.
wish to.
You'd be
Disengage
leaping
my
to the
curl.
other side of the ship to attack it, but yes.
I'm yelling at it. You already got blood. Leave
I
me alone."
am 100% doing that to attack the tentacle that she is attacking. And I'm going to smite it. With a 13, which is successful. So that's going to be 6 plus 12 is 18. 22 holy damage.
Undyne shouts, "Well done!" And then she intentionally pushes 2 of them towards the one you're attacking and 2 towards the one that Hammer attacked. Let's see if it actually hits this time.
Another 2.
Okay, that was uneven. That was a 3. So no.
Perfect. Good news, everyone. Undyne is awesome.
Yeah. She could possibly be the person who threatened me.
And then Hammer sees that both of you are hurting, and she's like, shit, hold on. And she like backs up quite a bit from the tentacle, and she's like, I don't want to get grabbed. And then insta heals both of you.
Oh, thank God! I was already down. I was going to do my potion.
Wait a minute. She
Insta
heals both of us?
To full?
No,
To what?
hold on.
Oh, sorry.
She has an instant ability that heals 2 targets.
That would be nice to have.
Both of you heal for 9.
Like sweeping health strikes.
That's-
Am I right?
Yeah. That's,
Oh, sorry. For
yeah,
what?
For 9.
That's pretty dope, man.
That's exactly what I started at when we started fighting.
Oof, wow. Crewman did really well.
Who?
The crewman.
Oh, cool.
How many got tossed into the monster's maw?
Hold on.
Oh fuck, we ate all the chocolate.
There's 1 left.
You can totally eat it. That's totally fine. No, that's totally fine. How many of the crewmen got thrown in? This turn, 2. Last turn, 4.
Poor souls.
Yeah.
Well, dead men tell no tales, so.
Yeah.
Dead men tell no tale.
Is it okay over there?
Yeah.
Okay. 4 more men get pulled down. 1 gets knocked out. You are hit for 6 damage.
5.
You are hit for 6 damage. And Undyne is wrapped by the tentacle that you originally aimed for.
God damn it, I've had it with these motherfucking botanicals on this motherfucking ship.
I've never seen that entire
Undyne is hurt for 17 damage from the wrap.
Oh god, I'm smiting the one that is wrapping Undyne up.
You leave your friend behind. Sorry!
We did a lot of damage to that one. I think it's okay.
I can handle
You can handle
myself.
yourself. Yeah. I smite the one that is wrapping up Undyne. With the 7 plus 6 for 13.
Yes.
Super. 22 holy damage. 22 holy damage.
Lovely. Oh, wait. Shoot. Other one.
I probably couldn't flash Gordon on Magenticals.
What was
I don't
your...
think it has eyes.
You roll 13. Was 22. Describe smite for me. Is it a sword strike? Which is
Yeah.
just with magical energy?
Yes.
So give me a strength check.
So yeah, I rolled a 13 on the attack roll. And then since it hit, then it is amplified. It's like melee damage is amplified by my magic. And then the total damage is converted to holy damage.
Okay.
Strength check is 11 plus 4 for 15.
Unfortunately, the magenticle does not let go of Undyne.
Poopy.
I'm gonna just whack at that thing.
The one that you've been aiming at, or do you run towards Undyne's tentacle as well?
Yeah, I do that. I run towards her tentacle. Then can I hit it in a place where I don't hit her?
Yeah, you can try.
Okay.
You can always try. I will never tell you can't.
If I miss though, I could hit her and hurt her really bad.
Well, I mean,
Better to try.
yeah, I mean, I mean,
a big clunk.
that
Not
is
really graceful.
that is a legitimate concern, I guess.
Oh, it's way over there, Tommy.
But
Sorry.
I don't know. I feel like if we
got
don't
it.
do enough damage to this tentacle, then Undyne will just be pulled into the ocean.
Well, she's like part fish, so it's fine.
My minor action is going to be use your heroic strike.
Okay.
Your minor action was technically to jump across the ship to get
Oh,
to this
okay,
one,
yeah. I'm so my instant action.
Okay, whatever. I'll fucking no. I'm gonna hit it regularly.
Okay, go for
Okay,
it.
okay.
I got 15 plus 7.
It hits quite well.
Cool. Ooh, alright.
I've been up for 24 hours at this very moment.
14 damage.
14 damage.
Get some sleep, bro.
No. I'm busy killing magenticals on a ship bound for Olympia.
And then Hammer, unable to take it from seeing her friend wrapped around a magentical, casts Holy.
Hammer's really powerful.
And like a Kamehameha wave, she sends a beam of light. Almost critting, not quite. Dealing 34 holy damage. And as she does this, she disintegrates the magentical. And Undyne falls on her feet, and she's like, cool. And she casts the other 4 out to the other magenticals. Oh, that's not a d20. It actually works! Yay! Okay.
I would say something, but
actually.
I'm all out of actions.
She hits the other 2 that you guys have not been attacking for 12 damage each, and the other one for 24.
Nice. I say we focus that one that got hit for 24.
Bossy.
You like to be in control of everything all the time, don't you, big boy?
Don't you,
that took a
big
weird.
daddy.
That took a weird turn, man. I'm sorry.
Tough
Don't
guy.
you?
Hot stuff.
So, due to the several men dying as a result, they're dealing less and less damage to these things.
Okay.
The far left tentacle now was dealt 5, the other one was dealt 8. And it's obvious that the one that you guys were focusing on is definitely the most like shriveled and bleeding one. It is currently pierced by one of the spears.
Good.
So it cannot like shake away.
Perfect.
But it is rocking the boat hard as it's trying to rid itself.
Is there a far right?
That's a really sturdy spear.
Is there a far right tentacle? Because I got
Yes.
enough of that at Thanksgiving, and I don't really need it anymore.
What?
Hey,
what
far
I don't-
right? You said there was a far left.
Oh. Political joke.
Woo!
Okay.
Good job.
Just kidding, I didn't. It's not that bad. I'm kidding.
Alright. Enemy phase. He's not. It is not able to rid itself from the spear.
I mean, we don't mean anything by what Jenny said, but I mean, if you vote Republican, you're probably a bad person.
Wow.
Just kidding, you two. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
We're kidding.
I'm honestly.
Every Tuesday.
I only tell the truth on Tuesdays.
Exactly. So,
I'm an anarchist.
you guys watch as the
I'm a Satanist.
far left tentacle wipes out the remaining 3 sailors that were fighting it, and it is now like hovering alone, like swaying ominously over the ship.
I'm like really saddened.
That's a lot. It's a
Man,
lot.
dude, there's
It
a lot of
is.
people dying, man. Like, this mage was all like, return it to the rightful place and all this stuff, and like, our choices, man. Our choices killed these people. We could have just given man.
His player face.
I'm like really
Yeah.
torn up on the
It's
inside
a hard
right now.
one. It is.
My 19-year-old mind can't
I know.
comprehend
I'm
this.
sorry. I
I'm
would pat
just
you on
gonna
the
cry.
back. I would pat you
Major
on the
action,
back.
cry.
Okay, pat on
Okay,
back
give
is
me a
minor.
d20 Constitution cry check.
Can I do a minor pat?
You're first. You're first. Go.
Oh,
Go.
okay.
Go.
What do you do?
Can I do minor pat first? And then...
Well, no. Don't.
Oh. Are you really doing that?
I'm not gonna cry.
Okay. I'm going to heroic strike the tentacle. It's just...
Flopping around.
There, yeah. 18 flop.
So close.
7.
So close to a crit. It's 2 away, bro.
But it's already a crit.
You could have like nat 20'd and stuff.
That was... heroic strike is automatic.
Oh, did you
crit.
heroic strike? Yes,
Yeah.
it is. That is a crit then. I'm gonna save you time. You kill it.
Yeah, heroic strike. Wait, what? How'd it go?
You are going to, I'm going to say that you kill it by striking it along its side, like cutting a penis halfway through, and then it just sort of flops back into the ocean. You leave a writhing tentacle tip via Undyne's spear that's pinned and slowly stops writhing and turns gray.
Oh.
You know, sea life is really gross.
That's new.
And then Undyne noxes the spear and goes, now we have 4 again. You admire her beauty as she just gets into these,
I really like it.
this feral
Not gonna lie.
battle stance. That she barely uses her own spears for melee things for herself, but she just is really cool.
Yeah.
If a half Gorgon and half Centaur, or a Centaur were to mate, would that be like half human, quarter Centaur, quarter snake?
Let's do a Punnett square.
I will tell you right now that if a half Gorgon and a Centaur had relations, it would be loud and a little bit bloody and carnal.
Yeah, that's how my parents died.
Turned on.
But not the centaur
Wait, what?
part. I'm pretty sure I made that backstory up in another episode.
Oh, okay.
Or campaign, whatever.
Anyway, just
another
kidding.
session.
It is your turn.
All right.
There's only the 2 left that are far from you now.
I'm gonna travel and hopefully be able to attack one this turn. The one I would say closest to Hammer, because Hammer is near the 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Hammer's along with all of you on the opposite side of the ship.
Really? I thought Hammer was away for some reason. Okay. Well then I'm going to head towards the one that looks bloodiest.
Okay.
Is that like
Far
perception
right.
check?
No, far right.
Okay, far right.
That also has quite a few crewmen still fighting it. The other one has no opposition.
I'm going to use a regular attack on it. Ba-ba-bam. Oh, that's a 2. Plus 6 is 8.
Misses.
Okay, cool. Well, at least I didn't totally miss,
Undyne fizzles again.
At least I didn't miss 3 times this battle like some people.
Who was that for?
Undyne has missed like 3 times.
Oh.
Yeah. Not directed
me.
at you.
Undyne,
like one time.
Hammer, who's truly upset by the amount of deaths around the far left tentacle, shoots another holy beam towards that one, not moving from where she's stationed. Dealing 39 damage to it.
Oh.
It writhes like in panic almost by the sudden pain and begins thrashing around.
Well, there goes more crew members.
No, it doesn't hit anybody, but it just sort of freaks out.
Okay.
Crewman
Nice sound effect.
deals 6 damage to the one that you tried to hit. And then suddenly, enemy phase. The one that's writhing misses because it can't focus. And the other one definitely hits 2 of them. Kills both of them. But misses you. Agate, it is your turn.
Alright. I'm going to attempt to sever that bitch. I mean...
Fair and bad.
Ooh, 4. Fuck. Plus 7?
It hits.
Alright.
It doesn't sever, but it hits.
Another truck.
Are you severing or trying to attack the left one or right?
Far left.
Okay. You are alone out there.
I think that's Agate's style, really.
It is, man.
Honestly.
12?
11.
You are 4? Mm-hmm. 4 plus 6 is 10 plus 2 is 12.
Oh, it's my cunning. I thought I was supposed to be adding my Constitution. Why do I keep forgetting?
It's
Well, it's because of adrenaline rush, right? Or did she
Oh.
heal you past
I
adrenaline
forgot
rush?
about adrenaline rush that time. Now we need to add that.
Are you still at half health?
Yes, I need to redo my math. Shut up and give me a minute.
Okay.
15. I'll get it. I'll get it eventually. That's what happens.
You open a deep gash in its side, and it tries to like flop along the deck towards you to like squeeze you to death.
There's a sickening putrescence issue from it.
Yes.
Ugh.
And Goromir.
Ugh.
Putrescence! I'm going to attack the one that I tried attacking earlier. Because I'm going to leave Agate to her own thing. She's a big girl.
I got this.
She's got it.
I am a big girl.
You are. Regular attack. 9 plus 6 is 15.
Hits.
Cool. And 5 plus 10 is 15. Blammo.
Okay. Come on, Undyne. You're fun. It casts. She deals 24 to each. And kills the one that Jenny's been working on.
Yeah. Putrescence.
And then Hammer, sort of like rubbing at her chest out of all the effort that she's been putting in,
Yeah.
looks at her friend, insta heals her, and then insta heals you.
Her friend.
Undyne. Ooh, crit heals Undyne.
Makes sense.
Let's go.
And then heals you for 4. No. For 8.
Heals me, right?
Yes. Undyne is healed back to 0. Or 0 damage. And then... Popper Knockers. What you doing? Dealt an additional 5 from the remaining crewmen. And it's back to Agate's turn. Right. What you doing?
There's just one tentacle
You're
left,
very
right?
needy. I don't know what's going on. Yes.
My genitals.
It is very much hurt.
Oh, good.
Hurting very much badly.
I will try to sever it again. Or again attempt to sever it. Ooh, with the 3, that's nice. With 7.
It hits.
Okay.
Goody.
17. I did it right
17 damage?
Yeah.
Man, rolling 3s, doing 17 damage.
It does
Hoping.
not die, but sort of falls over the ship's edge and just sort of lays across the ship, barely twitching. And Goromir, it is your turn.
Gonna finish this bitch. Regular attack. 4 plus 6 is 10.
It hits. You, along with an Undyne spear and all the other crewmen's collective weapons, all pierce it through, and it bleeds out very quickly.
Yeah.
And it, by gravity of whatever creature is underneath, tentacle just falls back into the water.
Finally, God.
And suddenly,
What color blood is it?
blue.
Okay. It's important.
The sea goes silent.
Finally.
I'm gonna pray to Poseidon,
Yeah, please do.
and I'm going to say, "What the fuck, bro?"
Well, he's not in charge of everything in the
Yeah.
ocean,
No. I'm gonna say,
unfortunately.
Are we safe now? 3.
You are so rocked by this experience of basically being surrounded by a creature you could not see the entirety of, that you at your core don't feel safe. So you're trying holding onto the prayer like a safety blanket,
Yeah.
but it's intangible, therefore you don't feel safer and you don't hear anything.
Okay, well, anyone want to go for a swim?
I think it got what it came for, and it's done now. And then we can continue to pass.
Hammer, you notice as you look back, the Hammer is whispering to Undyne, and Undyne is like shrugging and like answering some sort of question nonchalantly.
Was that dude still there? The big dude
No.
that came out of the...
He vanished. He went away before the tentacles appeared.
Can I do like a quick 360 of the area?
Yes.
And see if I can see anything?
There are no islands or land masses on the distant shores, or on the distant edges of the horizon. There are no other ships. There are a lot of dead bodies, quite a bit of blood on the freshly cleaned poop deck, and you are saddened by the collection of bodies all around you, and you actually start to worry that there may not even be enough people to lead the ship back to Olympia.
Is the sea calm, or is there any weird shit?
The sea is calm.
Okay. Cool. Well, I report what I see, which is nothing.
I see nada. Hammer approaches you two and says, Undyne's informed me that the soul is safe. She put it somewhere below deck that she's not even telling me where it is. So, it's secure.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Shouldn't more than one person know where it is?
No, because I'm the most trustworthy person here.
That's a good point. What if something were to happen to you?
Then the soul will be lost forever.
That doesn't alarm you? By chance?
I'm undying.
That's funny. That's actually like good centaur humor.
Thank you.
I would like to look for my sword, and if there was
right.
anything, if there was anything that some of us might have dropped as far as loot.
I rolled a 6 and a skull. Give me a cunning check.
Four plus 2.
You don't see it.
Oh, name the Gladius.
Thank you. Can I tell whether it's in the ocean or on deck?
No.
Wow.
Magentical. That's what you should name the sword.
All right.
Name it Happiest. Get it? It's like
Gladius. Happiest.
But it's Happiest.
Sadius.
Mattius.
You guys notice that there are 7 bodies that don't belong on this ship that were all mages that were just left here. And you can loot those. I'm going to give you a collective experience pool of...
I loot. Just saying.
Of 300.
Oh, sick.
And then since you guys left Narn with Narn a person dying, you guys receive another 250.
550 total?
550 total. What are your guys' levels?
Well, I just leveled.
4.
What was it?
It was 4.
Okay.
So I'm 5 now.
Mm-hmm.
So 550.
They don't get any points. Why did I... Stupid.
You see Hammer drink a red potion as you guys are looting these bodies and suddenly glowing like Fenris leveling up.
What do I find in the loot?
In the loot, you find... Oh my god, 5 and a 6. I'm going to say you find 3 potions, 2 HP, 1 MP. They're all standard class, which means they're 3d6 plus 8.
Do you want one, bruh?
May I have a mana one?
Yes. That's MP, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take the HP one.
There's 2 HP.
Oh. You can have one.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I have 2 belt slots open, so I'm just going to fill both of those slots.
Right.
There you go.
And you said they're both... Oh, actually, all of them are standard?
Mm-hmm.
That's 2d4 plus 6?
3d6 plus 8.
Oh. Cool.
Yep.
HP potion. I go pick up my stupid crude cleaver and put it back on my belt.
Perfect.
Same.
Wonderful.
Pout about it. I'm really mad about
Also,
my sword.
there are 7 very luxurious mage robes that increase MP by 1 each.
What color?
They are a night blue with a green trimming and a sort of a golden tassel-y wrap that you use to like bind it at the chest. It's a very ostentatious, like you're trying to look impressive kind of robe. That's how they appear. And then there are a couple of mage weapons. There is one nature staff that you attacked that chick. It is. I want you to imagine Gandalf's first staff. That's what I'm kind of imagining it in my head. That kind of crude, kind of twisty, wispy top of a wooden staff. It is a nature staff. It is. I'll say for the recording, for the sake of me remembering later, to also offer it to the Magisters. It increases nature spells chance of critting by 5%, and zaps become naturified. And then there is a rod of ice. And
Damn, this is cool. I don't want any of this, but it's really cool.
there is a ring.
A rod of ice.
Alright, well, I suddenly get interested.
Yeah. What sort of property does this ring
You
have?
can't tell.
I'm going to try and assess it.
Okay.
Is that a magic check?
That's magic.
Thank you.
The magical one.
17 plus 6 magic.
Oh.
Oh. Plus 100 MP. Awesome. I put it on.
The ring is not that glorious. It grants a +1 to HP and MP.
Throw it in the ocean. No, I put it on.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
You can wear up to 2 rings in my games.
Oh, up to 2
Yep,
rings.
yep. What is
Good
it
to know.
called?
You never ask the person because they died it. So you
can name it.
whatever you like.
Should I name my boots? Both
Yes.
the left and the right?
I'm gonna name it.
Frickin' frack. Trevor
Your brothers?
That's what my Trevor calls my brothers.
I wish that this band of mages had a freaking name that I was familiar with.
They're the acolytes of Hecate.
Oh.
You muse aloud a lot. I'm not sure if you're aware of
Yeah.
that, but everything that you think you seem to say.
It's true.
So I'm answering this question. They're the acolytes of Hecate.
Oh, and which sea monster was that? Just out of curiosity.
That's really
That was a baby kraken. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Acolytes of Hecate. It's a long name for a ring. I'm gonna name it the
Heckalites.
HOA ring.
The Hecka ring.
The Hecker
The
ring.
Homeowners
Perfect.
Association ring? No Halloween decorations before October 1st.
You must pay $150 this month. Why? I don't.
Yeah.
Because.
What are you doing out
Protection.
this hour? What are you doing out this hour? Oh, you're walking your dog. That's right.
We're very busy. Pay us.
Oh, was there any gold?
Pay us right now.
What are all these questions? All these fucking questions I just ask. Cheese X. I always think this has Cheese X. Cheese.
There is 151 gold.
Oh. Want to split it and write it down this time?
Are you accusing me of not writing down my loot in previous
No,
games?
gold. I swear to God you didn't write down gold last time. That we all
Somebody
split it.
gets 76, somebody gets 75.
You can have 76.
Thanks. You just don't want the weird number.
No, I don't, because I already have the weird number XP.
She kindly gives you the extra gold. You're just doing it for your peace of mind. Yeah.
I have 3,772 XP.
Oh, I thought you were talking about gold. I was like, what?
I just didn't want another weird number. So you were right.
You will ride. Right.
You will ride.
So I wrote down 1 HP and 1 MP potion, the Hecker ring, and 76 gold. And everything else I honestly could really care less about, except for like maybe the staff for when I start picking up anything that's just like straight up spells. But I don't think I'm going to get anything like that for a long time.
I'm kind of pissed about my sword.
It's okay, man. I gave you a backup.
I put
It's only slightly worse.
I put parentheses here so I remember it. And I said it was lost.
Yeah, it's only slightly worse because that's longsword 2d4 versus 1d6. Yeah, 2d4 is better, but I mean, it's not like a crippling blow to your damage.
I'm giving them like.
Yeah, you're getting most of your damage off of your
not to get,
heroic strike and your stats.
I don't get attached easily anymore, so it's
okay.
But
I can never lose my sword.
I do get angry. Okay. Anyway.
You know, there is a downside of using a summon sword. I don't get pretty stats to go along with magical items.
Were you ever going to ask us the answers to our homework questions that you gave us that time?
I was mostly wanting you guys to think of the answers to help establish your characters in your own mind.
Personalities
but
and such.
If you want to take a moment to announce the answers right now, I am more than interested.
Oh.
You haven't read mine?
I read yours.
Oh, okay.
Not hers.
Oh, we were supposed to send in our homework?
No.
When was it
He just
due?
chose to. He just chose to.
Oh. Okay. Well, what are your answers?
Would you like me to start?
Yes. That's why I asked. Especially since mine is as brief as my character's usual thoughts.
Oh, get up.
So while he's looking up that, well, what are your answers?
My favorite food is baklava.
Nice.
Favorite color is ruby. My fear is failure. And pet and love is many. Many.
I like that.
Tend to do well in relationships.
Many. All right. I'm going to read it verbatim.
But I've had cool pets. I've had like lions. I've had tigers. I've had wolves. I've had...
Horses.
No. Never a horse.
Horses
aren't pets. They're mounts. They have a job.
You don't give it affection, you write it.
I'm actually really offended right
No,
now.
like they're higher than pets, maybe.
But
they're higher than pets,
but
you
use
use them.
Is a car a pet?
You don't give them affection.
Horse in a car. Like, a car's not a pet.
So you see it as an item, not as a living being.
Do you want to get stabbed? Alright.
I take care
Verbatim.
of it and baby it.
Alright, I've been procrastinating on this. Sorry.
You just said you sent it to him, didn't you?
No.
I'm reading my
It's a
message
couple
to
weeks
him
ago.
verbatim.
Oh. It's late. I'm tired. Okay.
We're still recording.
Okay. Okay.
And Goromir's favorite food is roasted potato.
Yum. Where the fuck did he find that?
My head?
Okay.
I made this up.
You know, potatoes
roasted
didn't come
potato.
to the ancient classical Greeks and Romans and stuff. Okay. Anyway.
Dude, I like starch.
I know it's not potatoes too.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And Goromir's favorite food is roasted potato. Favorite color is blue. I grew up with a pet black wolf that my family got when I was 6, named Reese.
Witherspoon?
That's a stupid name. You're just randomly announcing all of this, by the way, amongst the ship while they're trying to take care of their dead.
We're
But anyway,
still
go on.
bonding.
By the way, I just realized I put that my favorite color is blue and then parentheses Noah. And on the back of my sheet it says Noah is purple.
What shade of blue?
And now I'm really, really torn because originally my mage light was blue. And I don't want them both to be blue.
I thought you said blue because of your banner, because of Poseidon's ocean.
Of the wave.
And yeah, I
and
thought
also
it was,
Noah's color was blue in the previous campaign.
I thought it was always purple because you kept the amethyst because it was like his light.
Are you colorblind? Maybe you can't tell.
Okay, so just disregard the fact that I put Noah in parentheses.
Okay.
Because my favorite color is blue and that's my mage light color.
What shade of blue?
Cobalt.
Yeah, just like blue.
Okay.
Regular standard cobalt blue.
Blue.
Cobalt 55. Alright. I grew up with a pet black wolf that my family got when I was 6 named Reese. However, we routinely took in and cared for creatures while we roamed, but Reese followed us. Saying goodbye to Reese was probably harder than saying goodbye to my parents when I left home to adventure on my own. Not that I necessarily have anything against my parents. I'm 19 and have only been adventuring for just over a year, and I wouldn't really call Noah a pet, rather my companion. I have a fear of heights. Jesus Christ. I have a fear of heights, but my biggest fear is people not liking me. So I try to overcompensate by using my mysticism feat at first when I meet new people.
Oh.
Hence the first couple of sessions. And I just recently fell in love.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Again.
Hmm?
Again.
My character audibly says I'm
Right.
sorry.
Just, yeah. My damn feelings. They just
I'm a
keep going all over the
pessimist.
place.
A little bit.
Undyne. Terrifying. You're kind of hot.
I think that's just more of like a...
Sexual compulsion.
it's like a lust,
Yeah.
not like love.
All right.
I remember when I had a high libido. My character says to herself, no, I'm kidding.
You really don't hit your stride until your mid 200s. But then your early 300s, it just goes, ooh, really starts to focus on your career. You gotta move past the kid stage.
Yeah, who wants to live forever, am I right?
So, Undyne and Hammer seem distressed as they're talking about the recent attack. And you guys have been talking about your favorites and your fears all this time. What do you do?
Oh.
I'm sorry, I have
Sure.
to reply to
Yeah,
Lexi real quick.
Go for it. What would you like to do? Agatha?
Everything cool?
Yeah.
Gosh, ask them if there's anything I can do.
You get closer to them, trying to ask your question, but as you're approaching, they're discussing how on earth and why on earth the acolytes of Hecate would be attacking them. But Hammer's saying that, and then Undyne's like, you know exactly why they're attacking us.
Oh, why exactly are they attacking us?
He just said they were looking for the soul stone and to put it right back in its rightful place.
Why'd she ask?
Hammer seems to be trying to act innocent.
Do you have a past with them?
That's a good question.
They seem very uncomfortable suddenly. And Hammer says, okay, you've proven trustworthy a couple of times. So the fact is, and then doors open where you guys went down beforehand, where you guys and Undyne came bursting onto the scene. That door opens again, and the Dark Elf guy, who was not in the battle, by the way, comes onto deck and says, Sister Hannah, a moment. And she's like, do not call me that, you sick, sick, sicko.
Don't dead name her, ass.
He says, a moment of your well-dedicated time, please. And Undyne says, men suck. And Hammer says, I know.
I nod.
But not all of them are so bad.
Oh, yeah.
I begin mourning the dead. 17.
Oh.
You begin covertly weeping as you look out at sea, weeping what has been lost.
I make sure that my tears fall into the ocean.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah.
Hammer, Sister Hannah, goes below deck with the Dark Elf guy.
The same thing.
Undyne looks at your back side as you are looking out to sea, and then looks at Agate and says, good fight. I mean, I'm better, but you're pretty good.
Yeah.
I begin shaving my mane with my sword.
You took that from me and Malachi. You dick.
I I'm in the middle of morning. I'm not actually shaving my back hair.
I
It's
tell
just
her-
fun. It's just funny.
I was so proud of that moment too. It was such a cool moment where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm no longer cursed, and I cut off my long hair and threw it into the sea, and I'm like, make me reborn.
Do you just
Or you just...
do you just appreciate me for my memory of things?
Mm-hmm. And who you are.
Thanks.
Your tears and hair fall into the ocean, and you're actually seeing your hair, instead of floating like, hair, they begin sinking into the water.
Well, I do have thick hair.
Hope you haven't angered something else by throwing all that shit in there. I thought
It's
it was.
probably sinking because there is a downward current from the Kraken sinking.
The ship manages forward motion suddenly. As the ship is making its way via the winds that is now suddenly amongst you guys again, now that the battle is over. Also, several of the crewmen are like, I guess I'm helmsman now. No, I'm helmsman. No, I'm Dude, I'm helmsman. My name is literally Elm, okay? Granted, it's after the wood, but it is in helmsman. So please, get off my helm. Not on my head. Can you just get out of here?
I ask if I can touch it.
You look up at this argument and realize it's one man arguing with no one.
Oh.
Anyway, he takes control of the ship, and he's just pushing...
Not that. I want to touch
he's just
the
pushing the
helm.
ship forward.
I'm suddenly really interested in this guy. Like, he has deep issues, and I want to help him.
Well, for me, that's like an everyday.
It's probably because all of his friends are dead, and that's really sad. He's like pretending to have a discussion with someone who's actually dead, and he's in too much shock that he's just talking to like the air. And I'm just gonna keep crying again in the ocean. Like, that's really sad.
I'm going to end session here,
No.
because I can see a way to bridge their absence into what's happening right now.
Oh, cool.
Super.
So I'm going to end it here.
It has been over 2 hours and 40 minutes, so
It has...
yeah.
And I came at 7, and it's 10:15.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
2 hours and 42 minutes.
Heck yeah.
That's a fine
That's
time.
asleep.
I'm okay with that. I mean, it could be like 3 hours or 3.5 hours for all I care, because I apparently never sleep.
Yeah.
Who cares? You want to have like an 8-hour session? I can go all night.
Not tonight. Maybe some other time.
Oh,
like maybe
well.
during
I
Christmas
would-
break when I don't have work in the morning.
Yeah. I would really... Oh, that's cool.
Do you have work during like winter break time-ish thing?
Yeah, I only get, like, state-recognized holidays. We do get 2 days of Thanksgiving, though.
I was gonna say, is Christmas not a state recognized holiday?
It is. So I just get Christmas Day.
Got it.
Bye-bye!
Oh
Bye!
Look out for deep water.
And don't listen to the political stuff I said earlier.
Yeah.
Or,
Subscribe.
Or mine.